Oh, hi. Hi, friends. Welcome to Express Lane and Happy New Year. The show, Express Lane, I'm going so ahead of myself right now. Anyway, Express Lane normally is the show that gives you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. But we're doing something different today, so hold that thought. Anywho, I'm Oscar424, with occasional guest appearances from my corgis, Galahad, who's sleeping over there, and Freya, who's sleeping over there. It works perfectly. All right, so a couple things I do want to mention to you first before we get into any of the cool stuff, like me dancing badly. Yeah. Anyway, so did you know that prize submissions are live for Awesome Games Done Quick 2024? No? Well, guess what? You do now. If you're super crafty or you have kind of like a unique gaming prize that you really want to submit, you might want to do so like within the next couple hours, but definitely go to gamesdonequick.com if you want some more info, because submissions close, well, January 1st, which last time I checked, since I said Happy New Year, it's today, so you gotta hurry up. And also, what you do want to keep note is you should be joining us on February 17th and 18th for a celebration of Black speedrunning talent and a Black joy, because unapologetically Black and Fast is back. Submissions for that are in fact now open for UBAF through January 9th. So you got about a week to submit to that. You're going to want to use command !UBAF in chat if you want more info. Now, normally again I say this is for the show where the speedruns have to be 60 minutes or less. I know we've looped through a whole bunch of those and the loop keeps going and going and going and going, and it's not a loop, I realized. It's a spiral, and it's my show. So I'm going to change the rules a bit. Because it's 2024. So we are doing a one-off special of Express Lane. We're doing a one-run show of a really fantastic game called Alan Wake 2. A little game you might have heard of before with Satori Earth. So Satori, take it away.
Hello, I am Satori.
Hello, friend.
This is Alan Wake 2. You guys may have heard of it. It kind of got a little bit of media attention over the last little bit here. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. My personal game of the year. I know there's some strong contenders we had this past year, but I absolutely love it. Huge Twin Peaks fan. Was a huge fan of the first game. Love the coffee references. I'm a barista. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I've got a fellow runner, the PC record holder, Camus, who actually ran it last week for a hotfix. We're totally not repeating this, but it is a spiral.
It's not a loop. It is a spiral.
It is a spiral. But tonight we're doing different category, different platform, and it's a long run, so let's just get on into it. So,
all right.
Time will begin when I select difficulty here in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So after a short load in here, we get our opening cutscene, which we can skip right away. And then we get a lovely sight here. You guys are very fortunate that most runners you are going to watch are going to have the nudity filter on. Not so much because they necessarily want the nudity filter on. I mean, I'm not going to comment further on that. But at release, there was a little bit of a, I guess, unintended glitch side effect that was happening where you could get full jog movement speed right off the start of the game with the nudity filter on. For whatever reason. No one really knows why that was the case, but one of the patches ended up reverting that to be the same across the board, where we got this slow little waddle. And though it's not too long of a distance that we have this waddle, it does actually make for about 32 seconds of difference.
Jeez.
At least that's
something like that.
Yeah, that's what my average difference on the splits were once it changed. So you'll get to see the difference in movement speed. I've had the game open for a bit, so we get a little bit of a weird texture flicker there on his body when he falls there. I don't know why that's a thing. I've noticed that when I reset, gets a little bit of a flicker over him like that. But yeah, once we get to the tree here, right now. There we go. Now we get full movement speed. So yeah,
That was a very powerful tree there.
at release, we were able to move like this right from the get-go if we put the nudity filter on. So most runners have it on for specifically that reason. And I mean, now that there's no difference, why would you go and change it back? Unless you really, really want to look at Nightingale's bum here. And those of you that are familiar with the first game might recognize that name. This was the FBI agent that was chasing Alan down very, very aggressively in the first game. So we're going to go straight to the first guy here, just so we can trigger the cinematic as fast as possible.
Oh, damn, you died. You got to start over.
Rip run.
Yeah, rip.
Run it back.
I actually survived there on my first playthrough for quite a while. My friend was quite impressed. They're like, wow, you like actually like ran and stuff. I'm like, well, they looked threatening, so yeah, I was going to bolt. Just like, and this is a console run, and unfortunately, I'm starting to get a bit of stick drift on my main controller here. So if you see me kind of just like strafing randomly to the left, yeah, that's not a strat. That's just my controller.
That's actually something to point out for chat watching this. This is, in fact, we saw Kamu do the PC run during the best of. This is actually being run on the PS5. It's the console version of the run. And I was like, I actually kind of wanted to talk about if there's any differences or if there's not any differences, because you don't often get to see the same run done on the two different versions of it so close to each other.
Yeah, from what we've noticed so far, there's really not much difference. We've got less than 10 minutes of difference in times right now, and I still haven't fully optimized everything for console here. So you'll notice me do some dodges off of ledges here rather than doing the drop-off animations, just slightly faster, not by a significant amount, but enough, you know. It's a speed run. Any little bit counts, and it adds up over the course of a run. But yeah, there's, other than like the ease of maybe menuing on PC, where, you know, you're able to click and drag things on caseboard, or quickly click on things in your inventory menu. Outside of that, yeah, you're not going to notice a lot of differences, other than maybe a couple things with routing. I haven't fully had a chance to review everything PC's been doing. I've kind of been just blindly running off of my own routing to start with, and slowly have been starting to introduce myself to some other strats here. We're going to make sure Saga says facts are on the board there. Otherwise, when Thornton gets around the corner, he's not going to say the lines he needs to say for us to have progression.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here to steal console strats. I'm not actually here to commentate. But no, it's important to note that this I ran any percent, which does have out of bounds and glitches. This is the glitchless version, so it is the full experience.
To be fair, we all kind of ran glitchless at the start there because it was a little bit of a slow development on the discoveries and whatnot. But yeah, there has been some out of bounds and a few other strats, zips and whatnot discovered for the any percent category.
Another body turns up just as we arrive.
So one of the main mechanics here is going to be the caseboard. We're going to have to do a lot of it at the start because the game kind of wants to tutorialize us on it. Once we get a little later in the game, we still will have to do some stuff for progression, but we're able to skip quite a bit of it, as I forget to go into it to place these clues. But right off the start, we're going to have to place pretty much everything.
Heart removed from chest.
Also, I noticed a mood in chat between the console and the PC runs. There is a big difference. My PC doesn't run the game, and my console does run it.
Yeah, I know there's been some people that have been having some performance issues that are slowly getting ironed out as, you know, is the case with new releases in our modern era of gaming.
Knock the tripod over.
So occasionally when you see me investigating clues, I will back out,
They spent time
even if there's multiple clues, and that's just to skip some dialogue, because the set prompt on the next item, generally if you stay in, will not pop up until Saga finishes your line of dialogue. But if you pop in and out,
multiple killers.
you're able to circumvent that and get the prompt for the next clue immediately.
They planned for the murder to happen here.
The victim came from, and now we get our introduction to profiling, which, when you start off the game, this seems a little bit odd. It's like, okay, yeah, the profiling's part of, you know, an investigator's job, but the way Saga does it, like,
To Nightingale somehow.
she seems to just know things.
Let's take a look down by the lake.
There's a reason for that, which I'm very glad. Like, it was one of those, like, little things at the start of playing the game where it was just like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, she just, like, knows things for no reason. Like, no good reason. Like, how did she come to that conclusion?
For shelter.
How?
Kind of reminds me of Sherlock. Kind of reminds me
Kind
of
of.
Sherlock Holmes, you know, in movies where you're just like, huh.
Like, that is a logic jump that,
complicated.
no.
Yeah.
Just no.
Barefoot. There's a piece of paper.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Oh, and look at
Someone's
that
been watching
little
us.
raid that just came in.
Game with us.
One of
You were right.
one of my
This is right
personal
up my alley.
community friends from the Horizon speedrun community. Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West.
I didn't know trees got
Yeah, that Guerrilla Games might be a dev that's near and dear to my heart.
They
To get it.
absolutely amazing games.
It is kind of creepy, though. I should profile Nightingale about this page.
I'll wait until Thornton's about to stand up, and while he's blabbering, we're going to quickly profile Nightingale about the page, place our last few clues.
I think he came from the lake.
Actually, I saw something else in chat. I honestly don't know the answer to this. It's more so curious. Basically, a chicken or the egg question: which came first?
No, I
The
can't hear.
devs working on the PC version imported it to console, or working on the console version importing
I
it?
think something's been
to
put inside
PC.
Nightingale's
That
body.
is a real good question. I have no idea
No.
what the development process was on the game.
I want the body taken back to town.
If I had to guess, I would say that they worked a bit more with console in mind.
just up the hill.
From what I've seen of like how some of the mechanics work in the game
No, that's fair.
and just the general performance.
Let's get
Gotcha.
the car.
It does seem that way to me, at least. I could be wrong on that, but that would be my guess.
I could use a cup of coffee.
It does seem that way, because I think in PC there are a couple of areas that don't load. You go too quickly.
Yeah.
Or don't take an intended route.
Yeah, I was actually watching a good friend of a lot of us, I'm sure, Mr. Maxi Lobes, play it casually, and he had quite a number of walk through a door and fall through the map,
Doubt they see
Oh, well then.
which is not something that is even possible on PS5, no matter how fast you move.
Tracks leading to a
I was actually teaching a friend this speed run, and I said, you're going to wait in front of this door for 2 seconds, otherwise you're going to have to reset your run. He's like, well, that's not going to stop me. And he ran through it. And he ran through it, and he fell through the earth. And then he reset it, the level, and then I said, you know the level's going to deload again. He's like, no, it's already loaded in.
Oh,
and he
no.
ran through the door again and fell in again. I was just like, yeah, please wait in front of the door.
It's like
We-
you're,
we
you're
tell-
probably wondering how I got here.
We tell you these things for a reason. There's a reason for it, I swear.
Reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far.
One person said for the question between what came first, I think Sam Lake just manifested it from a vision or something.
Yeah, that's probably right. Spent some time in the red room. Tim. Okay, then.
He's
Let me guess.
Thank you.
he's being a gentleman.
Welcome to Bright Falls.
I was going to comment on, you'll notice I kind of rub against this truck here and go to his right first.
Sheriff.
That seems to kind of circumvent that possibility. This is another patch thing that started. When you skip the cutscene, it used to always place Saga where she's supposed to be, back at the lodge where they park the car, but a patch made it so when you skip the cutscene, the car's driving down the road during the cutscene. It places Saga wherever the car was when you skip.
Yeah.
So what did you see in the woods?
Super important you get that
Naked dude came.
get right away.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives.
So, really gonna go into profile for Cult of the Tree because they're hiding something from us. She's got a necklace she found.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have.
Not gonna lie, I love that dual picture of the two of them, like sharing an eye.
Told you not to keep.
And I got like the Twin Peaks reference, them both eating cherry pie on the table there.
Yep.
All set?
Goats.
This mine room was always the weirdest one to me because they just pretty much say, yeah, we saw a naked dude running by the lake. And then Saga says, you took a necklace from them, didn't you? And I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, so thankfully that does get explained later on. So,
Oh, I know that the sheriff standing still bug has been just of this patch, but if you go left as soon as you spawn into the cutscene and go onto the sidewalk, he shouldn't be bugged ever.
okay.
I think.
What are
What I've been doing.
about, Thornton?
Kind of weird. It's kind of weird some of the bugs that have come from this patch. Like there have been audio bugs.
Yeah.
Just weird stuff that have been going on.
So unfortunately, no matter what you do, Sheriff Breaker and Casey are going to take a really long path, talk to a civilian, and, slowly make their way here. But we get to hang out with Mulligan and Thornton and quickly do some menuing and quick slot our gun to wherever we want it. I prefer up. And
We have time for 50 donations.
and also these two cars here have the exact same license plate.
What?
Yeah, so I'm not sure that's exactly legal, but I guess small town cops just do whatever the hell they please.
Look, Alan's imagination only counts for horror stories, not so much for license plates.
Hey, we're in the
I
real world.
can't play this game anymore.
We're in the real world right now. The license plates are all legit license plates. Just wait till we get to the dark place.
Look, Sam Lake spent enough time figuring out we saying he couldn't figure out some license plates.
rotates between a few towns and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm just imagining him in his little Swedish accent saying, I think this is what American license plate should look like.
Yeah, I mean, European license plates do have a lot more characters to work with than North American.
Morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking.
All right, so in here we got to perform the examination on Nightingale. First thing we have to do is start it.
Start with the time to see what.
But this is going to be another spot where you're going to see me back in and out of the investigating a bunch just to skip a whole bunch of Saga's dialogue. So grab one, back out, and so on.
They show signs of being submerged in water.
We've been corrected. He is in fact finished.
Yes, he is
I apologize.
finished. Remedy is finished. But there
Question chat,
are some Swedes in the game.
It's true.
We will meet them later.
Text is smudged. Looks
Question chat, what's up gun? The opposite of down knife.
There's definitely something in his chest.
What?
Where's the knife in this game? You get a knife?
Ooh, get off the stage. Ooh.
All right, so get into light here. I didn't get any trauma pads or anything to bind. So we have to wait on Nightingale here. We can't go too early, otherwise he will grab us. But as soon as he starts turning back around here, there we go. We can be on our way.
Gotta get it back.
Get our gun. Nice and early. I don't know if this happens on PC, but sensitivity can be really weird and high there.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. It's really low for me.
Oh,
'cause
low?
I play with a really high sensitivity. I think it's a set sensitivity there.
Okay.
I feel like there's something that everyone needs to unpack right now.
He didn't have a heart.
You okay there with the sensitivity?
Saga had to pursue Nightingale.
No, it is actually really bad in just that section for some reason.
Yeah, okay.
Really?
Yeah, I was wondering if that was just a console thing or if you guys experience that too. Yeah, especially if you aim too early, you're gonna get some like really strong.
Weird.
I'd love to believe
You're gonna get
some
something.
mass hallucin-
And this stick drift's getting even worse on me.
Turned into a monster.
That's going to be a fight for a while till I order a new controller, especially because I think the next time we just need the Cauldron Lake one here.
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron.
I'm going to go with the Edge controller because this run is definitely what did this controller in, actually. There's a lot of spots where you lose your movement speed, and they're at predictable spots. So going into those spots will spam presses on like the L3.
Sheriff Breaker disappeared.
So pressing down while the sticks at an angle, not the best for it.
You two handle things here.
Oh, yeah, that makes
The
sense.
L3, R3 inputs, it's like not the smartest move in controller development that was ever done, if you ask me. But here we are.
I forget, how mappable are the controls on PS5, or not at all?
It
Verifying.
depends on a variety of factors. You can system map, which I do for my Tomb Raider runs, actually.
Colts are dangerous. We need to be prepared in
But some
case
games
escalate more
are
than
finally getting to the point where, like PC, they actually let you custom bind your inputs. And Remedy's one of the
Agent Casey here.
games that are actually devs that are actually really good about giving you the option in menu in game to rebind controls. I haven't done any of that for Alan Wake, but there are in Control. I know I don't even know what the default controls in Control are anymore because I remapped so much stuff in that game.
I know why Nightingale was here.
There's somebody in chat that's making the real comments that the cops were far too chill with. Yeah, the dead guy got up.
Yes, so
I like how the question was not.
Hey, by the way,
that is
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
that is another thing that does get explained. So that's another one of the ones that a lot of people do pick up on. That just like why like that reaction was very underwhelming for small town cops seeing like all of their freaking coworkers get shot out and like dead here and stuff. Like there's an absolute massacre that just happened in the morgue, and they're just like, oh wow, that's a shame.
That's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do the best we can.
It reminds me of the end of the movie Clue. Once all the murders happen, and the group opens up the front door, they see the singing telegram girl, and they're just like, "Yep, that's number 6." Close the door, walk away.
Yeah, so that is another thing that actually does get explained throughout the game. There is a reason why that they just aren't really that shocked by what just occurred down there. But we'll get into that in a bit. Right now, we need to track Nightingale because he went crazy in the morgue without a heart.
So how do we follow him?
We need to find him.
I can feel something.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to give the warning. There are going to be some flashing and a little bit of jump scares here and there, so if you are sensitive to that kind of thing, be mindful. That will happen on occasion.
My flashlight burned the
Fuse was in place.
It is in predictable locations, but I'm not good enough at remembering them all to call them out before they occur, so...
That stood out to Saga, as if the light had manifested them.
Too spooky for me.
So spooky. I mean,
I trust the pages to lead.
none of them really got me for the entire game except Cynthia's. There's something about Cynthia's...
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's something about Cynthia's jump scares that just like... Can you not, lady? Ma'am, please.
A naked dead guy without a heart,
Totally fine.
not scary.
Yeah.
An old lady in a nursing home, terrifying.
Yeah.
Something in the woods. Probably just a deer, but I'm gonna check it out.
Okay.
All right.
Another page.
I am kind of new to these. There we go.
People should
Got a little bit of an animation cancel on pickup there. can just, as we pick it up, dodge away, and
Another page.
the dodge will get a nice look at inside of Saga's head.
Saga addressed the witch.
Yeah, the dodge will cancel out
Hey.
the animation that normally happens on the pickup there.
Witch.
So can't do that
Okay, yeah.
with some items, but there's a few here and there that we're able to cancel out the pickup animation on.
Going through Saga's head to see Alan just now is going to haunt me tonight.
Excellent.
This
My job here is
perfect.
done.
All right, that's the end of the show.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.
I guess
The
this
horror
does
game
fit under an hour.
has been successfully scary. Oh my god, sensitivity.
Occultist.
And now the final boss, apparently. Sensitivity.
Yeah.
We run Alan Wake until somebody gets scared. All right, see you guys later.
GG.
The page.
Scare percent.
Seems to be dis-
All right. So now we have to do some case boarding here because we need Nightingale's heart, which ended up going missing, of course. So
from the morgue.
we need to find out where his heart
To
is.
get into the overlap, I need to find.
So place a couple things on the case board, and we just ask Nightingale where his heart is, and he tells
Get
us.
to the overlap.
Well, that's kind of him.
What a nice gentleman.
What a nice guy. I mean,
It's also
brothers in arms and all that, and sisters.
The text. I feel like I
Line from the game.
It's important to know for a core mechanic of this game, we actually do have to go back and forth in the mind room and stuff. Otherwise, the heart in this case would not be there, and similarly, other objects would not be there unless we think about them first, right?
Yeah,
Because that's how it works.
apparently.
If you think really hard.
There's some objects that will be there, but you just can't touch them because you don't know why you would want to touch them unless you think about it first. We'll get to that later.
I wonder if Saga went into her mind room and said, I want $1 million, and then the $1 million check would just spawn right in front of her and say, nice.
Watch yourself out there.
You know, with how her mind play seems to work, I would not be surprised in the least if that was the
I
case.
have the worst sense of direction.
That's the upcoming DLC.
Yeah, there is DLC coming for this game.
Right.
So,
2 DLCs, I think, yeah.
we got a couple taken that are going to spawn here. We don't really need to deal with them, though. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either give this guy a burst of light, or you can just kind of go wide here. He'll try to swing at Saga, but he'll miss. And we can just go straight to putting in the heart.
See ya, chump.
And we enter the overlap,
Casey,
which
I'm
is
in the overlap.
a cross between the real world and the dark place.
Casey. Casey, do you read me?
Things gonna get spoopy here.
Logan?
Uh-oh.
Logan! Where are you?
It's kind of also important to note in the overlap, you're going to see
What the fuck was that?
Satori kind of just go through the same instance over and over. On your casual playthrough, the overlaps are very mazy, and you kind of need to go in the right direction to trigger the next event. But this first overlap's pretty easy. I think you just hold W through it relatively.
Yeah, it's a pretty straight path on this one. There's a couple times where you have to veer off to the side just a little bit, but for the most part, it's a pretty straight line.
The later overlaps and dark place stuff, just casually, it was just so annoying to deal with. I was lost all the time.
Oh yeah, first playthrough, get lost a lot.
In the any percent version of the run, is there much difference in these overlap segments between glitchless?
Yeah, we skipped
It's like they're
2. Well, we could technically we skipped 3 big sections, but as a speedrunner, it's not really a maze at that point because you just know where to go. But yeah, if we were to skip them casually, it skips 3 equivalent of overlaps, I suppose, for
Makes
dark
sense.
places.
All right, now hopefully Nightingale's going to be nice to us here. He can be a bit of a jerk. So I'm going to try to get 2 shots initially on his legs to get a bit of starting damage on him, and then I'm going to go way past him into the tree there. And if you played this game casually, you'll know after you do a certain amount of damage on him, he'll teleport away, and you kind of have to like run around the arena this is going to prevent that from happening. So we can just basically get him here in one cycle. Why'd you stop there, sir? Oh, Saga, please. I hate that animation so much. If you try to shoot too close off the end of a reload, she'll just swing her light rather than anything. This might be bad. Yeah, you got too far forward, I think. Okay, we're gonna do one of these because I'm not chasing him around.
Yeah, it's also super important. No matter what, you have to stand in that spot, and sometimes runners will be forced to take damage, or worst case, be forced to take grabs even.
Yeah.
I guess in that version, Nightingale was a bit heartless towards you. Just see myself out.
But yeah, he's a little inconsistent with like right here, how far he's going to zip forward. So it's like you're kind of just left to I missed a couple shots there, but we're good. There we go.
Clap, clap, clap.
Nice.
But yeah, going in between the tree there prevents what was about to happen on that first attempt, where he gives a bit of a jump scare, and then he does this big slam attack with the big tree branch / log that he picks up, and creates a dark presence vortex or something that basically chases you around, and you have to flee and run and then find him again.
Casey, I'll meet you there right after I
But
take
yeah,
a round.
we can prevent that just by blocking the spot where he wants to go to do that.
Should look around.
Yo, I know that guy.
The flooding gone. Could be further clues out there.
Oh god, you mentioned that.
Disappeared
What
very
is it?
suddenly.
Is it
I wonder if there's
that scene
any connection to
in
the overlap.
New Game Plus or in general where it's Dr. Darling and Tom Zane meet each other? They're like, "Hey, you look familiar. Hey, you sound familiar." Me fangirling over here, going, "Ah."
Spider-Man meme.
I think that's a New Game Plus one.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Dr. Darling's only in New Game Plus. Which, on the side note, chat, New Game and New Game Plus have different narratives for a little bit. So, if you do want the full narrative, you should play it the game at least twice.
Yes,
Tools of the trade.
not very different, but very different ending. It's the same but different, very different all at once. I know that sounds confusing, but once you experience them both, you'll understand.
It
A
makes
bit of
sense.
Inception.
The nonsense makes sense. Trust us.
There is a little bit of a Darling with Zane in just the base game, though. The first Zane film meeting, the TV turns on and you get a glimpse of Jesse and then Darling on the TV before Zane freaks out and goes, "They're onto us," and like crawls away. So you do get a little bit across there between them, but they don't have direct contact at all in that one. But yes, if you're familiar with Control, it will make a lot of stuff in this game help make a lot more sense, especially because we do actually come into contact with the FBC.
I just like how Remedy has straight up said, "Yeah, all of our games are connected. Have fun."
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. They've already well laid the groundwork. Like after playing this and then looking back, I'm actually replaying Control casually right now because I haven't played it since getting my PS5. So I'm like, well, it's time to replay it on the PS5 version, get the platinum trophy a second time, etc. But going through it is just like all the little references and that we meet a certain custodian at a point during this, actually very soon here, who alludes to a vacation he's going to take, and the vacation has like little glimpses of trees and stuff in Control, Well, guess where that vacation ends up being?
Gee. I wonder.
So they well laid all the groundwork to tie everything into each other. It's
And then we'll talk properly.
really well fleshed out.
It's like in the fact they've had Poets of the Fall / Old Gods of Asgard, I think, in every single one of their games, too.
Yeah.
Less.
All right, so the cutscene we skipped there was Saga and Casey starting to interrogate Alan. He's trying to figure things out now that he's back in the real world and piece things together. And we jump to Alan to kind of go through his recollection of what was happening to him in the dark place. Alan, I know I have stick drift, but can you stand still, please?
He's just so excited,
He just wants to get going.
right?
Speaking of the old gods of Asgard.
Hey.
So there'll be a lot of tie-in. The things that are happening to Alan are happening in the past, future, and present, simultaneously pretty much in the dark place.
To get home.
So there's going to be overlap to real time of what's happening in the real world. 665, Neighbor of the Beast. And
Remember that, Chad. It's an important code he's gonna have to put in later, and he might need your help putting it in.
That's going to be tough to remember.
yeah, Sam Lake likes that one. And there's this 665 Neighbor of the Beast code reference in Control as well.
Chat, there will be a test. FYI.
So here we get a little tutorial. Alan doesn't have a mind place, but he's got his writer's room.
Hey.
Whoa.
Thankfully, though, it doesn't want to like heavily tutorialize us for Alan, and we're able to skip that pretty quick.
Welcome back. We have a great show for you here tonight. A real treat to all you Alex Casey fans out there.
Mr. Dora just looks eternally happy. We're just excited to be here.
Sam Lake,
He plays his role well.
the actor who has given his
does
face to the famous detective in the film series. And of course, we
He's a
have
talk show host.
here.
It's got to humor Alan.
The books, the films are based on. Let's do this.
It's like he's somebody I'd want to hug, but I would probably get stabbed in the back by him. But the hug would be worth it because I think it would be a good hug.
Welcome back to
100%.
Chat, what was the code again?
Uh-oh.
I can't remember.
Nightmare again. I'm caught in a loop.
Uh-oh.
I needed to get the
I forgot it. Heck.
alive.
I'm gonna say it was 565.
I think that's what it was.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. So if you're wondering how that code's found, there, if you go into one of the dressing rooms just before that door, there's a sign that says Neighbor of the Beast 665. And then the second time through, if you enter the room, the sign's kind of giving out and flickering, and it'll flash the 565.
Nice.
So here we meet one of the best video game characters ever, Ati, but we're gonna skip some of his dialogue here. We're just gonna go out the hall here. It's gonna cut him off, and then we can go back straight to the dialogue prompts.
Can't do that.
I know, it's a shame,
Point me to the exit.
because Ati really is one of the greatest characters in all of video games.
What do you want me to get from the basement? And
Tell me I'm wrong.
not Tom.
You can't. You can't.
No.
Here's the key.
I love his mopping style, pushing the mop forward and defying the laws of physics.
If I did want an omniscient third-party character just giving me advice through the game, I definitely would want a Finnish a janitor, just
so
leading me on.
Yeah.
Love that.
I actually recently found out that apparently Ati is a god in Finnish pagan folklore.
In a shoebox.
It's like
So that makes sense.
a god of the sea or water or something like that.
I felt a magnetic pull between the lamp and the light. Whoa. When the light
So in the
shone
first
through
game,
the lamp,
Alan has a clicker, and in this game we end up getting the lamp. that clicker was cut from. So it equally has an interesting power where we're able to capture light in it and shift reality. Well, shift the dark place, because dark place isn't fully reality. But we get to shift the environment with light.
The first time I saw that, I immediately thought of those toys that you get at like sporting events for kids. Like, I can't unsee this.
Still as Alan, and we gotta make her way out, and the phone's ringing. So we go and answer it, and there's a mysterious voice giving us some advice.
I knew the call was for me.
As I slip off of the cutscene skip.
The man had said Caldera Street Station. I had to go there.
Yeah, we're gonna go straight to Caldera Street Station, Alan. That's this way, right? Yeah, totally.
That sounds about right.
So now that we're in the dark place, all the license plates actually are like references to stuff. There's ones that like say don't write and scratch and die here.
Wait, really? What?
Yeah, you've never read the license plates?
No, I usually run past.
Yeah.
As a speedrunner, I usually run past the
I
license.
mean, you played the game casually. Come on.
I mean, I'm not going to look at the license plate of a New York City car.
To be fair, I didn't look at the license plates until I was doing some trophy cleanup after I finished my playthrough, so I can forgive you on that.
Kama's gonna go silent for the rest of the run as he's booting up.
I'm booting up my game. There's no way.
Yeah. There's no way they put things on the license plates.
You'll just hear the occasional, oh, he's right!
So you're going to see a bunch of shadow people. Thankfully, it's pretty predictable. Some of them aren't actual enemies, some of them are, and it's consistent spawns as to which ones are, like this last guy here. So some of them we can just run right past without concern, and then other ones we will be sure to try and dodge. Yeah, let's see. Oh, that one's blocked too much to get a good look at it. Here, I'll take a bit of a wide path and we'll get a look at this one.
Comment, when did the devs patch the license plate in?
There we go. Don't write.
Oh, yeah?
Excuse me, speedrunner, sir. That is a 5-second time loss you got from looking at that license plate.
This is coming from the person who, danced?
Yeah, watched a cutscene and danced.
I don't know what you're talking about. That weren't me.
It was the dark place version of Kamu.
He's been taken over by Scratch. Look out.
Also, a comment I saw earlier in chat, giving a nod to the guy that got to play Alan, and this was great. Always looks so confused. That would be, I think you say the name Ilkavili, I think?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the pronunciation fully of his name, but yeah.
Either way, resting confused face, this man has mastered.
Very much. Very much he has. I saw Dane's comment there. Imagine dancing during a speedrun. Yeah. Who would ever?
It's gotta be a fashionable dance if it's done, though.
Hey.
You know, as soon as I read that comment, I knew it was probably Dan.
Oh, man.
All right, so we had to go for a bit of a loop because we need 2 charges on the light here. We need one to actually get the entrance to the subway, and then a second one to change the inside to get the subway.
The gates to the platform were closed. I had a ticket.
So we're gonna pop in here, trigger Alan's dialogue, and just grab some loot while he's talking.
In my writing, but I
That was the most awkward door opening I have ever seen.
Yeah, some of the animations for opening doors is a little awkward.
Alan, please.
FBI agent had come here before.
And if you look at a bunch of the signs in the subway, a bunch of them are actually lines of dialogue from the first game.
Connecting the dots from one murder
Huh.
to the next. Inviting
Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination. That's right near the beginning of the game, actually.
the name made me think of the exit.
I've always had a vivid imagination mood.
I had a flash of inspiration. The ghost of my fictional detective.
And there's quite a few different signs. They're well worth a read.
I had a location.
You could have messed with Kamu saying, right, all these signs are actually license plates.
Dark Place reacted to my story.
I don't know why reading all this is just new to me now. I don't know why.
That was my
I'm like, I played this game, I just never read anything in the game.
Yeah, this
What is lore? What is...
the blood trail.
games have stories?
I am the worst person with lore. I'll be like, oh, cool.
So, the first playthrough going through the subway can be quite confusing. This is one of the things where this isn't an overlap, but it is.
The blood trail led me.
This is Alan's version we're leading into. So every time there's a murder scene, it's leading up to his side of an overlap.
to use in the story. I needed to search the tunnels for further visions. Inspiration for the story that would change the story. And with that, the dark place changed.
So similarly to how Saga's mind room affects the environment, Alan has both the scene changes and the lights that affect the environment.
What do you know?
Yeah, so we have to go around and collect these plot points to change scenes to change the environment. I love this one because we can actually keep moving on our way and still collect the point. There's a bunch of them where we just have to stand and wait for the dialogue until we get the plot point.
Of course.
And casually, it's super fun because I think it's a kind of a trial and error. You change each scene to each different element, and there are different enemies, different drops, depending on what scene
Different lore that I'm sure you paid excellent attention to.
Isn't this game just about a writer, like something?
I'm impressed
Like
you
Stephen
knew who's
King?
a writer.
Wait, this is like Stephen King, right, or something?
That was the first game.
Oh, okay.
This
So
is
this is John Grisham.
Speaking of
Gotcha.
the lore, we have two different options we can change this scene to. So we want to change this one to Murder Cult, but if you change it to Missing FBI Agent, there's actually a radio, and it'll play a little bit, and you get the first little bit of the name Estevez. May not be relevant later in the actual main story. But yeah, right.
I'm starting to believe you made half these things up.
Right on the rock there. Oh my god! I just cut off the thing. Talking at the same time. I didn't wait for the dialogue.
I could mess with him and make a Mighty Ducks reference.
Yeah, Emilio
Just really throw him
Estevez.
for a loop.
Emilio Estevez starts talking on the radio.
Charming.
Oh, I know that guy.
This new plot would carry me deeper into the story. A sick and twisted story.
Alan Wake is a rider of horses.
I saw that coming.
I feel like Satori could just tell me anything, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's a cool fact." And he's like, "Did you know that Alan's favorite beer is actually Coors Light?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Is that a license plate?"
No, it's Ama. Ama beer.
Oh, that's.
He's watched the commercials.
True.
He knows the best beer.
Chat,
Too
what you
bad
should
I'm
do
drink.
is you should explain the lore, but wrong answers only. Kamu will believe you.
I think that Alma beer commercial is my favorite one. He's like, "Oh no, I'm wearing a turtleneck and drinking wine."
Like an asshole.
That's
and
the
then-
line. Ugh.
And then he's on the couch in his underwear drinking alone and stuff. He's like, it's not sad if it's intentional.
You know the messed up part of that whole scene was casually when I saw that commercial, it was cold, so I was wearing a turtleneck and I was actually having like white wine and watching it. I was like, oh.
See, that's why you don't pay attention to the lore. It added you so strongly right there.
It called me out. I can't anymore with this game.
The lore is dead to me. Scene change.
I mean, it is pretty meta.
This whole game is a gaslight. Which is kind of true in certain aspects of it.
That it is, actually, yeah. Like, I won't argue that. Another little reference, this goes to Night Springs Avenue. Night Springs being a collection of shows that you could watch in the first game that Alan was a writer on.
Oh.
It's on a sign somewhere, don't worry.
And I moved. There we go. Alright, so here we want Murder Cult again. Make this the Murder Cult's hideout.
The hall had changed into the murder cult's hideout.
Grab that point. And this is one of the ones where we very much have to just wait out.
Something here that made him run scared. Whether the summoning
So always go to pretty much the furthest point I can go without the dialogue cutting out.
stark raving lunatics. It didn't change the facts.
So yeah, if the dialogue ends up getting cut out, would you have to go back and reactivate it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, if you go into the writer's room early or you get too far away, it'll cut out the dialogue. You can access your inventory because it's just active on
Live,
screen,
I think,
but other than that, anything else you do will cut off the dialogue and you'll have to restart it. And there's actually one where you have to have the camera angled a certain direction.
Oh.
Otherwise, it cuts out because the game needs to spawn in a chase sequence, basically, right in front of your face. So it needs you facing that direction.
There's a comment in chat at the next GDQ event, there'll be an Alan Wake license plate giveaway. Well, at the beginning of the run, I did mention that prize submissions for GDQ are closing tonight. So if you want to make a license plate, you should head to GamesDoneQuick.com
Yeah.
for more info and submit a license plate. Put Kamu's name on it, you probably won't read it.
All right. So we finally got our final plot point to progress here, the summoning ritual. And Alan's going to show us his expansive vocabulary that he has as a writer. That's what years of being a writer gives you. Just like so much words at your disposal.
I mean, if you can make a full sentence with Buffalo.
True.
This is quite an indubitable situation I find myself in, Alan said to himself. There's actually a really cool thing you can do. I don't think any percent does it, but because the Dark Presence itself is a hitbox, there's a way to kind of reload a save in the middle of the chase. So the Dark Presence will just kind of be standing in the tunnel and you can kind of wrap around him. Kind of funny to see.
Weird.
I mean, for console RTA, it's definitely time loss. I actually don't know if it would be good for PC runs.
No,
but when you get
it's just a meme.
No, when you get to the safe room, actually, you can quick save and then immediately load that quick save. And when you load back in, the Dark Presence gone, and you don't have to wait for it to like subside. Mm-hmm. You don't have to stand there and wait. And because that would
the boards are still the boards are still RTA though for now.
Oh yeah, they are. That's right.
I remembered now.
I mean, I think it's a 7-second time save for you possibly dying to the Dark Presence if you mess it up, something like
Alan?
that. But
there we go. What he got stuck on there?
His dreams, and his hopes.
Probably. I mean, he's still not as bad as Lara for getting stuck on random bits of the environment, so...
The fun fact: the first big any percent skip would actually take us from Caldera Street Station right immediately into this tunnel, and it would save about 6-7 minutes of the run. But the skip itself is
Oh look,
so bad.
it's Nightingale's heart. Saga needs that, and it disappears.
I know that guy too.
And goes to Saga. So remember how I said that these murder scenes are kind of an overlap? That this is Alan's side of the overlap we just did as Saga. And we skip the cutscenes, of course, but at the end there's a cutscene for each of them where they actually end up seeing each other and start talking to each other. Very disjointed because that they're only able to hear portions of what the other person's saying. They're trying to communicate with each other, but they only catch like every odd word from each other. So
basically the dark place is going through a tunnel
The station
at all times.
closer now.
and he's a writer. He writes. In case you didn't know what a writer does, Alan just told us.
Tower. Our home in New York.
It's
Was I really
art.
this close to being home? Going up
Would you say that Alan has ghost writers writing for him?
Or was this just an echo of the real thing?
I apologize. Thank you all. I'll catch you next hotfix.
Well, it's just a story show now.
So you heard the phone ringing there. That is like the one phone conversation that we're able to skip. The rest are actually do cause progression triggers. Alan, no. Oh my god, this stick drift's literally getting worse as I'm doing this run. So we're going to do a couple dodges there. Just allows us to get a little further forward while the jump scares are happening there. Again, one of those like, wow, it saves like a whole 1 second. Neat.
Yeah, small thing. I think you're actually able to move during most of the jump scares that happen. So you should.
Yeah, that would require me being actually able to remember where every single one of them initiates.
Alice. Scratch.
There's nothing worse than speedrunning a game, and arguably we're one of the people who play this game the most, and we just get jump scared because we're just like, oh, I don't remember that being there, you know. Thank God. So in the base patch, this whole video we were watching of
Yes.
Alice, you could not skip. I think it was a 4-minute video.
And then there's another segment where we return to the apartment and there's 4 separate videos that you had to watch and every single one was unskippable. My split is actually RIP break.
And there's so much of it.
As you can imagine, that would have been a good spot for a bathroom break and just let the run go while, you know.
Performing murder rituals.
I actually did my dishes
Has the clicker.
and went to the bathroom during that one
Scratches
video
followers.
just now. So.
How are you so
Nice.
certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for...
I think the only thing they need to add a skip now is the echoes for Alan, right? And then I think
Yeah, if you could skip echo dialogue, that would be phenomenal.
Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital
I don't know what it is about Alan in a plaid shirt, but it is so weird.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
I don't know what it is. Like, this is not right. This is not proper.
I know. I have deluxe
bugs me.
edition pre-order in that, and you have like alternate stuff, and there's like a fancy suit you can put on him, and it's just like it doesn't look right. No, like he needs the tweed with the elbow patches. Like, no.
Dad, when you're meeting my friends, please don't wear that suit you always wear. Don't worry, I got you, honey.
All right, so here we only need to place one thing, just the little bit of the trailer, and then we can back out
It's all on the page.
and be on our way.
The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Speaking of commercials,
Welcome to Coffee World, voted Washington's best coffee tasting.
Shout out to that guy that was just dancing his best life.
just hit Cauldron Lake. Oh my god.
I'm gonna be real. I hate that guy because on one of his rotations, he like moved to the right and he blocked me, and I have to run around the pillar. And I said, I will never forgive him for that 2-second time loss.
Speaking of time losses, yeah.
Also, we're back at Cauldron Lake. Welcome back.
Hey.
Good to have you back
Totally
here.
where I meant to go. Yep.
Drive all the way to Cauldron Lake. Actually, Alex, I need to go somewhere else. Okay.
Meanwhile, I think me and Wake will have a chat.
We wanted to show off the trees.
Yeah, they are fantastic trees. We hadn't seen them already enough, so had to get another look at them.
Also, I know a piece of trivia that I bet you don't know about this. The watery was actually meant to be Huatori with an H, like the well in the game. But they thought, English speakers wouldn't be able to pronounce the town name, so they changed it to Watery. But then they kept the well as Huatori. So
I mean, they're very right. A lot of people would have troubles with that.
True.
you might say they wouldn't be able to finish the game.
All joking aside, yes,
I'm
I would like to see my trailer.
actually
I hate it.
impressed.
I hate it here.
You're doing this to yourself.
Call the gift shop so they can give Saga a hand. Yep.
Believe it or not, I am the youngest right now speaking. So.
Need to get across the river.
Oh, you can file all of your complaints to
Games done quick complaint form. Yeah, the host of the show didn't laugh at my joke.
There's a big old derpy smile on the host's face right now.
What was that?
Another fun fact, the reason why they chose coffee apparently is Finland has the highest caffeine consumption per capita, or at least one of the highest.
They legit are the highest coffee consumers per capita in the world. And probably about 70-80% of Sam Lake's personality is Twin Peaks. So that just adds to, like, coffee needs to be prevalent. And I'm here for it, 100%.
Yeah, I could see Sam being told, hey, you know, you don't get much, you're not allowed to have much coffee in here. You just kind of look at it and go, oh dear.
And he turns into Scratch.
You seem a little scratched today. Have a Snickers.
I would actually visit an amusement park like this. It actually does look fun for 20 minutes.
Coffee-themed fun. You can't go wrong.
People turning into Taken. Is this the cult? Or the story? Or both?
Coffee World brought tourists. These are some of the lines that Taken will just randomly shout.
I love it.
It's crazy. The Taken have so many voice lines.
Oh, yeah.
I keep hearing actually new voice lines that I've never heard before on speedruns too.
Yeah, they have them in the first game too. It was one of my favorite things in the first game, just like the random things they would babble mid-combat. Just like, what was that about toothpaste? What?
I remember one of the Taken shouted something along the lines of "You're useless and nobody loves you," and I was like, "What the?
Wow!
Whoa!
Uncalled for."
It's like, as somebody that plays Bard in D&D campaigns, that Taken's vicious mockery was on point.
He rolled.
Let's miss a bunch of my shots. I'm gonna blame that on the stick drift. Yep.
Okay, true story. Tilt-A-Whirl, which is totally that particular ride, I was terrified of as a child. And when my mom was like trying to get me to get on the Tilt-A-Whirl the first time, I remember I was screaming in fear the first time she put me on there. And then once the ride was done, I was like, I want to do this again. I liked it. But I have beef with the Tilt-A-Whirl.
So the reason Satori is kind of just killing all these enemies, there's going to be a key item pickup later that we actually can't pick up if any enemies are aggro to us. So this is one of the few sections. If chat's wondering, hey, why don't you just run past them? Isn't that faster? We actually do need to get rid of all of them that are in our way.
Yeah. There is the small chance that I could run past them right now. and they will de-aggro by the time I return to that key item. But you're relying on a lot of luck. They're going to follow you down to that item, and you're just not going to be able to interact with it.
Keys to my trailer.
It's easier to kill them while they're in their set, spawning location.
Yeah.
So.
Colt.
And those of you that play the game may notice, like, how are you killing them without their darkness shield? Well, the darkness shield actually only covers part of them, so you actually can shoot at their exposed parts. So the first two were with headshots because their heads are exposed. The last guy has the darkness shield high, so I shot him in the legs.
A viewer pointed it out to me, and I still need to test it out. He said every different type of enemy, the cosmetic, has the exact same darkness veil. So if you see this, you know where they're weak, where to shoot. If you see
yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Said I'd run into a cultist here. On your toe, Saga.
All right. We're going to meet some lovely gentlemen here, but not well yet. We'll come back to those guys. But hey, look at this trailer. It looks pretty cozy. We've been doing this for a while. We kind of need a break, don't we?
Yeah, I think a break sounds like a good idea right now.
So why don't we do that once I get in the bedroom here and right now.
Well, in that case, chat, you heard the man. Get hydrated, get stretched out for certain things coming on in like an hour or so, and we will take a quick break and be right back with more Alan Wake 2. Hello, friends, and welcome back. And it feels so weird to not have to introduce a new run. I can get used to this, but I'm not going to. I promise. I swear. Anywho, before we get back into the run, I have two quick things I do want to mention. First and foremost, if you're liking what you're seeing so far and you want to see what else is coming up for the rest of the week, go to GameStoneQuick.com/hotfix to learn about our shows, what they're all about, and see what's coming up this week. Also, hit type exclamation point schedule in the chat, and you can get a schedule on the fly right then and there. Also, did you know, friends, that your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and your bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support the GameStone Quick Hotfix and shows like Express Lane? So if you enjoy watching the speedruns daily, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget that big, giant bar thingy that I'm looking at on Twitch. Right now, subs and gifts are 25% off through tomorrow. So if you ever considered doing a subscription or a bit drop, this is the perfect time to do so because you can support a good cause and you can save some money, which is always a win-win. But anywho, enough about that. We are heading on to, we're heading back to Alan Wake 2, and Saga took a nice break in a very cozy-looking trailer with a really cool Old Gods of Asgard poster that I see.
It is a really cool poster. All right.
That's lore, FY. Yeah.
All right.
Satori, take it away.
Let's get back into it in 3, 2, 1, go.
This could be her room.
So here Saga went to the story that Alan's been writing is starting to alter reality, and he wrote her into the story to help him as he came into contact with her in an overlap. So now he's writing her in to be of assistance to get him out of the dark place. And in the story, she actually moved to Watery, to that trailer, with her daughter, and her daughter passed away. And Saga's kind of having to see these little bits of reality.
She drowned in Cauldron Lake, I believe.
Yeah.
Where they had the clicker. If it's still here, I need to find it. Locked.
Thankfully, with all of these combos, you'll notice that I'm not really thinking about them. They're all nicely consistent.
This is the cult's hideout.
I didn't get the animation cancel on that one, so you can see.
Basement.
Rip run. Do it again.
Come in handy.
He's cheating on the combinations. How does he know?
Hacks.
It's like he's psychic or something.
The preloaded seed.
Have you played this game before? Be honest.
Oh, the randomizer player and me cried with the pre-loaded scene comment.
Taken us upstairs. This was a trap.
Alright, so we got a big take in here that I didn't realize could be skipped until somewhat recently. So yeah, we're just not going to fight him. We're going to go get rid of... Oh my god. Why was that so far off? He's going to smack me. Yeah. Sir, I need to be on my way. I guess I had 2 flares.
Do not use your... It is important we do not use the flare to defend ourselves, on a side note.
Yeah.
Look, he wanted to ask you about your car's extended warranty. Give him a break.
He does seem like the type that would be worried about that.
So we can actually skip that enemy because he actually cannot leave the barn. So, and we don't ever have to go back into the barn.
Yeah.
So this is the Koskela brothers.
So this is one of the spots where you'll notice a bit of a difference, Kamu, with the PC versus console.
Location listed.
With the slower ability without a mouse to quickly zip and jump to all of these points, you can actually pick up all 4 of those before Saga really enters her dialogue. On console, it's kind of hard to get to all of them before Saga starts talking. Once she does, all of the prompts disappear until she finishes. So
Hey, that's a blessing and a curse. If you could get it, you can get it. If not, well, then you just lose time.
fair enough. This is always in the same spot every time, and it always starts the prompt to stop it at the same amount of interval. So as soon as the prompt pops up, we can press it. We don't have to perfectly time the ride at all. Just spam, and it'll stop it perfectly in place every time. And since the mind place doesn't actually pause the game, this is all she's actively thinking while the real world's happening around her. That's how this works. The ride will finish spinning into place while we enter the mind place here to do our mind board stuff.
Good time save. Thank you for the strats.
Suddenly a PC PB comes out with that exact string.
Yeah, that 4-second time save. Shout out to Satori for that.
The materials listed for the
So then we'll also do a little bit of work here on finding the mask,
mask is missing.
some profiling, where again,
Where is the mask?
they're just going to magically tell Saga and it's going to manifest.
I saw something.
Whoa.
Like I did in Cauldron Lake. The well here in Cauldron.
Also, the first time I saw the deer or whatnot behind her in the mine place, the shadow immediately makes me think it has arms that's gonna envelop her. And I can never unsee that now. It bugs me.
Shit. Good thing no one was writing that.
You cheater! What was that? Just teleported backwards a few feet when I was trying to line up that shot.
Get skill diffed by the model collision.
Apparently.
Bro, I thought this was the nightmare version run.
So I picked these up in a specific order. One, it's a nice flow to collecting them, so, routing wise, it works nicely that way. But also for ease of inputs, again, not having a mouse and being able to zip through menuing easily, it's going to place all of these items in my inventory in sequential order that I can just spam through inputs when I need to place them on the float.
The enemies are also drinking coffee. Yeah, they took a nod from whoever in chat said they were making coffee and grabbed some theirs.
Did you aggro? Yeah, you did. Oh, you're...
I think on the worst iteration of this, I had 3 enemies spawned and a wolf, like 3 extra enemies and a wolf spawn. I was just
You've
like,
had
okay.
a wolf spawn here?
Yes,
I have
wolf spawn is very rare.
Yeah, I've never seen a wolf spawn here unless you're like revisiting for, you know, exploration or collectibles. I've never seen that on the story pass.
The wolf spawn's like right by the well, like behind the tree.
See your friend running around inside there? But yeah, I can just spam through all of this because everything's nicely in order in my inventory.
Nice.
And into another overlap we go.
What the hell? Where am I?
If I jumped into a well and that jump scare happened to me, I would fall down that well so fast.
No doubt, eh? So, like all the overlaps for Saga, it's not a loop, it's a spiral. So we're going to loop through the same environment a bunch of times, but it's going to change a little bit each time we progress through. And Mulligan and Thornton are going to taunt us a bit. So, as you can see, Mulligan and Thornton are now taken, but they are were members of a cult called the Cult of a Tree, which have been doing stuff when it comes to the dark presence and the Taken that have been coming on the shores of Cauldron Lake, which is why, as we were talking earlier, they were very nonplussed about all the dead bodies down in the morgue. Well, they've actually been experiencing it firsthand for quite some time already. All the stuff that's been happening from the lake. So the fact they already knew Nightingale was turning and that, the fact that everything went haywire down there doesn't surprise them that much. Which is why they kind of feigned like, oh wow, what a shock. That's unfortunate. Jump scare.
This is a nightmare. I can't get through that.
Ah!
I need to look for
Terrifying.
Like, oh, it's a dead body.
Also, this log
Anyway,
kind of
here's
looks like a
Wonderwall.
wolf head.
Kinda does, actually.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where I like went back to like look at it in a bit more detail because I'm like, is that actually carved as a wolf head? It's not. It's just the design of it just happens to look that way. So Auti's actually helping us a little bit in this overlap. As you can hear a bit of Finnish tango happening. Those of you from Control will recognize that. It's helping us find our way through this overlap. Don't grab. That one Taken can sometimes grab you, and of course you'll have to do the spam to break free. So it's nicer when he actually swings an attack, even if you take some damage.
So you made somebody pre-jump by saying jump scare? Well played.
Excellent.
Story's like, I did not know I have this power. However, now that I do know.
You know that smiling, creeping face? I didn't realize that was supposed to be Auti.
Yeah, that's Auti.
Live action.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
Like,
No!
That is Auti.
Yeah, during runs I usually say hi, Auti. I'm little focused on commentary, so...
Yeah, I thought it was the sheriff or something. I was like, huh. Or one of the Thornton or Mulligan characters.
I am sorry I have failed you, Ati. I did not know that was you.
Also, the lake is now blood.
Why have I never noticed a giant lake of blood to the right of me? Huh.
Good
Look,
question.
it's lore.
Good question. All right, so I'm borrowing PC strat here because it's much better than what I was doing for this fight. So hopefully this goes well for me. I haven't had a lot of practice with it just yet. So yeah, we're going to quick slot a couple items since I'm in my inventory anyway. And just for safety, we're going to heal so I can potentially tank a couple hits if I need to.
So there's a reason why we didn't use the flare, and you're about to shortly find out why.
Also, you didn't notice the lake of blood next to you on the PC version, because that's totally just fruit punch Kool-Aid. Blends in better.
Yeah.
I've fallen for that trick before. You can't get me again with that.
I want to know where that trick was used before.
Yeah, red Kool-Aid, yellow snow. I've heard it all before. I've fallen for it a couple of times, but you can't get me anymore.
The laws of physics of you shooting him and him falling towards you are very confused right now. I love it.
They won't be coming back.
Well, you see, physics is not a piece of barbecue pork. I'll elaborate on that after the fight.
I was thinking that is not a saying.
I didn't get him. There we go. Mulligan, die. Thank you. Yeah, when I took physics in high school, my very first day of physics, my teacher was a Chinese man. And his introduction to the class was like, in North America, you guys say, if something's not easy, it's not a piece of cake. In China, we have barbecue pork. Therefore, physics is not a piece of barbecue pork. That was his day one introduction to the class.
That's funny.
I love
And
that.
it's, since grade 9, it's stuck with me.
So fun fact for that boss fight, the spawns for Thornton and Mulligan are actually infinite until you break all the bulbs.
Yeah.
But if you try to break a bulb, Thornton and Mulligan will instantly shoot you, knocking out of it. So we have to kill Thornton first before doing the rest of the bulbs.
Yeah, Thornton's the more irritating out of the two, especially there. He spams the hell out of his hunting rifle, and he's got 3 different points he can teleport to
How does this all work?
to get different angles on you.
Horror story already gotten her. We should know.
That looks like an OSHA compliant bridge.
Very much so.
The flooding's lowered. I should look around, see where the water was hiding.
I'm sure it's fine.
Don't go back to Cauldron Lake again.
Do it to spite him. Do it to spite him.
I've already got my finger on the correct button. I'm not just blindly spamming this time.
Fun fact, I think this is the only location spam we have to do. That's the second location,
Yeah.
is to Watery. Everything else you could just always just spam the first one.
Yeah, it's the watery in return. It's the second.
The dark place. So would the dark presence.
So now we get a short little bit of Alan. You can notice he's all covered in blood. The cult actually closed in on the lodge and wanted to
Why didn't he kill me?
get him. But then Alan kind of blacked out and Scratch was coming.
Fight.
And he wakes up in a pool of blood and dead bodies.
Oh,
That's weird, huh? Why
That
didn't
escalated quickly.
Why didn't Scratch kill him? That's strange. I dodged that early.
That's-
Little tank.
That's definitely a head scratcher there.
Yeah. Also, yeah, let's just take the path because I completely forgot to zip through the trees there.
Now, what would you normally do? Like, literally, is it
You-
zip through each tree individually, or?
You can cut a straighter line through the trees there.
Ah, I gotcha.
It's him!
This interlude always never made sense to me, where you play Alan for 20 seconds. I don't know.
I guess they expect you to fight all the taken on the path and that, and take more than 20 seconds.
Further away.
Oh, true. Are you telling me this game wasn't made with speedrunners in mind?
Strange that. So Alan kind of breaks down there, and one of the members of the cult, which turns out to be Ilmo, was trying to kill him. Saga breaks that up, but then the FBC closes in and takes Alan away and takes over the case.
Visit family. Hello?
So this is one spot where my routing is going to be a little bit different. I know Pamela goes off for one of the cult stashes here,
Coming to see you.
where I'm just going to go straight to the retirement home because I'm going to grab the rifle anyway.
Oh, this is what you were talking about earlier with the different guns.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna fight off stream about whose route is faster.
Probably yours.
On the next episode of Express.
I can't believe you took that route, actually.
Though that one we will have to keep it under an hour.
Damn. It's rare that Wolf follows me that far up the path.
Tor and Odin claim to be my family.
Where did he go?
I never lived here. But I don't know enough about my family history to say they're not my relatives.
So we technically met her earlier, but we skipped the cutscene. But we're going to meet a character from the first game here, Rose.
Him, the better.
God, I hated her character. I still do.
Rose is just
Getting them.
Rose.
Oh,
Hi, Rose.
what's up? Hello, Rose.
Just ignore me kind of drifting off to the side here.
Even Saga's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care what the game says.
He invited me over.
Sorry.
Rose is thinking, does Saga need to go to the restroom or something? Why is she just-
Love visitors.
All right. Let's
That's
get
my
this.
I love the architecture.
All right.
I
So
always
we're going to go.
dreamed of living-
I'm going to go forward, trigger
As I like to call them.
the next little bit of dialogue out of Rose. I'm also going to do a few little pickups here just because, loot. Oh, I don't want to read the sign about Barry. So, Alan's best friend / agent from the first game actually helped to build this place. And that was a little plaque explaining that.
Shape.
So while Saga's first bit of dialogue's going there, I'm just going to go in, collect this clue, and loot. Nothing! That's a rude game.
Game, please.
Hear me, Odin?
And we have 2 prompts here. And since Odin doesn't actually talk, we can't skip it. So we have to wait for him to finish mumbling.
Can you hear me? I need to ask you a
Each
couple
time?
questions.
Normally, if you've noticed on the dialogue skips, Saga's initial dialogue we have to listen to, but as soon as she finishes and whomever is about to reply, we can skip the dialogue at that point.
He's in no shape to talk.
All right, so we
Look, the
collect.
mumbling is important.
Yeah, we collected a few more clues there. Ooh, I got 2 flares. Nice.
Who's that lovely young lady at the end of the hall there?
Not sure. So we'll get Saga talking to Ati here, and then enter the mine place because we got some mine place stuff to do. Oh, why is the caseboard prompt not popping?
Tor and Odin might know something about the
So again, because this is all happening in real time, she's talking to Ati, and she'll be sitting down by the time we finish what we're doing here.
I've never connected to someone like that. You said Tor is in danger.
Like for everyone that played that shout or played it all the way to shout out for just finding out now that you can take care of that while working in the mine place.
So really fun, small speedrunner fact. If you do this menuing too quickly, you have to sit through an animation where Rose just kind of doesn't respond to you for about 5 seconds. So you don't want to go too quickly there.
For puddles.
Yeah, there's actually a few spots with the mine place. If you go too quickly, you can either soft lock or have things like that.
Thanks. That lady is dark. Empty.
I love that dialogue overlap. So you have Saga start talking about Rose, and then she starts talking about the wellness center right after. And if your movement's good, you can have it go as, that lady is dark, empty. And it just never ceases to amuse me when I get it. Sometimes you get a bit more of that lady is a walking red flag. But
A security computer needs a password.
if you get it nice and quick, yeah, it'll overlap perfectly.
But hey, desperate
Dark and
times.
empty is so much more fitting.
How do you know the passcodes for all these things?
Don't.
Are you cheating?
I very much am. We're already over that. I preloaded the seed.
I know that one taken took hard offense to saying you preloaded that seed earlier.
So, yeah, there's some clues around the office there. I can't even remember what Blum's job actually is at the place here, but he was getting initiated into the cult, and he used the date of his initiation as the passcode, which happened after a new moon. And there's some calendars there for you to figure that out. That was a rude smack.
Need to catch up with Tor.
I've had that Drowner model actually just bug out, not aggro, and just stand in the doorway for the longest time.
Really?
Yep.
Tor?
Was it enough that blocked your path?
Did Cynthia
Yeah,
let Tor in?
she was just standing in the doorway,
Damn.
and I just said, okay,
What was
game.
that?
So,
Where did Tor go?
a little thing about Rose, if you've played the first game, she is very much an Alan fan girl.
Always cheers me up.
Oh my god, Saga, please. So, she's going to be quite excited here.
Tor go in.
We're going to let it play for just a second because it's hilarious.
I too am an Alan Wake fangirl.
Wake has returned.
Oh my god. You're the hero! Here's the page Wake told me to give you.
She's just so excited. Wake has returned.
Saga jabbed the
I love that
selector in
guy.
the jukebox.
Yeah, she has like a full out shrine to Alan in her office,
Found it without Odin's help.
just in the corner here.
Light bloomed in through the garden window.
The horror story beat me to Tor.
Drawings, newspaper clippings, cardboard
I've-
cutouts.
Key to this
I've seen enough horror movies to know how that ends.
Odin will know more. Ten lights.
No use crying in the dark place.
I did not want that, but sure.
But trouble
Also, I forgot to pick up the record. I usually pick up the record on the way in
can go to
the first time. We'll have to do that on the way back.
Why does the nursing home have a flare in one of the cabinets?
Well, that actually, can be explained through the story as well, because Rose knows about the Taken as well and has actually been working to combat them and, do some safeguarding and that. She believes it's because Alan's been talking to her through secret messages, but
I hate how you just tied that in, and it just makes perfect sense to why there is. gear
yeah, that
at
one
nursing home
actually
cabinets.
logically can be explained.
Oh wow.
So-
Yeah, you got lore bombed on that one.
One of the updates here broke this case, so we don't actually have to enter the code anymore. There's just the prompt to open it without.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the same updates that changed a bunch of the other stuff for us. Yeah, it did that. It added the prompt so you can just open that. You don't actually have to.
Wait, there's a gate. Wait, there's a gate here that takes you back. Oh.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if it's gonna break down. Is that console only, or is that available on PC as well?
Well, that aside, I always went back through the little tunnel.
Are you? Wow.
I was joking about the 2-second time saves. I think I got myself a 10-second time.
Yeah, that's a good time save for you. If you were going back through there, yeah, man. Well,
It's like I
there you
joked
go.
about you.
There you go. Yeah, there's.
I joked about you booting up the game and play it back now. Now I'm serious. Don't leave. Wait till after this is done.
Remorse.
See you later, guys.
But it's gone. Cynthia has the record. She will tell me where to find it.
All right, so Cynthia's taken the record from their little museum there. But we're just gonna quickly mind place,
Where is Angus
and
now?
she's gonna tell us that she tried to drown the record.
Cynthia took the
Because
record.
that's how you get rid of a record, right? You drown it. Yeah. There we go.
Bumping.
Oh, you're way off to the left. Well, thank you for not being in my way. I don't appreciate that you almost hit me with that attack, though.
The overlap is at the pond.
All right, and into this next overlap.
It happened once and never again, but I've actually gotten hit by that psychokinetic attack in the overlap at the beginning. For some reason, I was just yelling
Oh, damn.
profusely. I still can't get over how I didn't notice that there was a door that just led you back to the beginning of the base.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed that one. Honestly,
Satorius is like skill dip.
I got no words on that one.
Fuck this place.
I can't wait for you to mess up even one wrong turn in this overlap. So I can call you out on it.
I mean, for the longest time, I thought you had to get the other door shut for this to open up, so I was going down one of the halls to trigger that. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Door made a stealth roll. I agree, Chad.
So this is a little Last of Us level, because you know we got the three pole generators and batteries that have the worst prompt ever. That's one of the spawns for like loot that's other than cult stashes that's actually consistent in the game. That one's always got batteries in it. Unfortunately, really poorly positioned that you have to angle your camera perfectly to get the prompt, but it's always got batteries in it.
It's a loop, like the others. I need to reach the center. Cynthia. She's here.
I know it was kind of touched on a little bit earlier that you were talking about a route difference between the PC and the console runs, referencing the weapons used. Did you want to talk a little bit about that, since like we see what Satori grabs on console? What do you pick up in the stash, and why do you go that route instead for a PC?
I think the weapon difference is Satori picks up the rifle, I pick up the pump action shotgun later. And that's actually to help with one of the final bosses, because you just need to do... It's faster if you do considerable amount of damages to him. I mean, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Just routing differences.
And I think you use 2 canisters for Cynthia, that you get one of them out of the stash that I skipped.
That's right as well, yeah. Because there's, I remember, because there's actually, yeah, because there's a flare in the box as well. So we use that to break open the wellness center bulbs. We just throw it at the door.
Oh, gotcha.
I save.
But obviously going through or taking a long winded way around loses a bit of time though.
That makes sense.
Did you just interact with that door on the other side of the box?
Yep. And that lady's generally very nice and waits while I go through the animations when I do that.
I hear the faint sound of notes being taken.
Well, no. I just run straight at it, but yeah.
Well, her busting
you can-
through usually pushes me back, so.
Gotta go deeper.
Oh yeah, you can dodge down that ladder as well, by the way. So.
Oh, can you? That one I didn't know. Good to know.
So this episode of Expressland is sponsored by How to Train a Speedrunner.
Apparently.
I mean, this is the best. I mean, collectively, this is the best part of speedrunning, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Runners.
It's
teaching
always
each
been
other
one of
stuff.
my favorite things about the hobby is most. I mean, I have seen and heard of some communities that have issues, but for the most part, communities tend to be very welcoming, very collective in their engagement of strats and discoveries and learning from each other.
Agreed.
So, yeah, Cynthia is almost always going to spawn to attack us once here. Thankfully, on story difficulty, she doesn't really do that much damage on that, and the animation of that's a little bit quicker than having to climb out of the water. Am I actually going to get hit by her again? Cynthia. Please. Out of my way.
That's a little buggy. Sometimes the game, it's weird. I have to ask for this generator puzzle. Does console have in settings allow single tap instead of mashing?
Mashing? There's no mashing
Is that
on
an
that.
option?
It's single tap each time.
But that's what the setting is on PC, right? So that's normally for the you would think that's for the running away sections, right? For like the Dark Presence, for instance. But if you change that setting to single tap instead of mashing, it only lets you only have to do the generator once each time, which I always thought that doesn't make sense, but sure.
That doesn't make sense. I didn't know about that. I'll have to look into that.
I'm not sure if it's a console setting, but yeah.
I fucked that up, but whatever. And I missed that shot. Okay, Cynthia. Unfortunately, Cynthia is very tormented, and she acts it when she attacks, so hitting her sometimes can be a bit of a pain. So the dodges I'm doing there aren't actually to dodge Cynthia. They are to cancel the reload animation. So as soon as Saga starts putting in the fresh shells, you can dodge to cancel out the remainder of the animation.
Is that work with just that gun, or is it with any of the, like the flare, for instance?
Oh, there's no reload animation on the flare, so.
Oh, gotcha.
But anything that needs to be reloaded, really.
You know about my mind place.
I think disposables, you need to hotkey it or hotkey to it again.
I went to the wrong
Bring it
thing.
out.
What am I doing?
I have the clicker.
Well, you just wanted to know about your grandfather.
Apparently.
Nothing wrong
So,
with that.
Tor is
Thanks for telling me.
Saga's grandfather. She's still not 100% certain if that's, changes from the story or if that's real, but because she doesn't know enough about that side of her family, her mother didn't really share much of it with her. Damn, that drown taken did a lot of damage in there. It just disintegrated that table.
Wait, is that book floating?
Yeah, it totally was floating in midair.
Also, are you insinuating that two old men named Thor and Odin could possibly be our grandparents? Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, they have the same last name. She does know that side of her family is Swedish.
Do you read me, Casey?
Finish.
Damn it.
Wait, finish? Yeah, finish.
Casey. He better
No, that side's Swedish.
Swedish?
Yeah, Tor and Odin are the Swedish.
to wake.
Most of the residents of Watery are Finnish. Obviously, Ilmo and Yako are Finnish, but Tor and Odin are Swedish. Ahti's Finnish.
Why is it that slight difference with Tor and Odin then?
You'd have to ask Sam Lake why he chose to make them they're Swedish.
Yo, I'm about to text my boy Sam.
And for our surprise commentator,
I mean, we've got less than 6 degrees separation to Sam Lake. I'm sure we can get in contact, right? Because Susie met Sam at the Game Awards.
that works.
I think the easiest connection we could make is probably, you know, Trey D, the speedrunner.
Yes.
Yes, he's a Finnish speedrunner. I'm immediately going to him, and I will assume through 5 connections or less, he knows Sam Lake. So.
All right, so now that we finished all that, got all the information and that from Tor and whatnot that we needed to go to the wellness center for, well, the retirement home and then the wellness center at the retirement home. We're going back to the sheriff's station where the FBC has set up their base of operations and took Alan to get Alan because, you know, we need Alan to fix the story.
Okie dokie. I don't like the sounds coming from the station.
And I got 3 shots for the rifle. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get any rifle ammo drops. Right.
So you'll notice a flicker on the screen. It happens on PC as well, but this is the one area of the game where the game decides to load the entire map. And it's just kind of tragic.
Yeah, we just permanently get this flicker here from skipping everything fast.
Feels even worse. But thanks for
that was a flare, I don't need it. We should talk.
Where is Wake?
Everyone's carrying a flare these days.
On here.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of flare drops. I would like a little bit of rifle ammo here, though.
I need to see Wake. How do I get into the cell block?
Okay. Here.
Like, we heard you like ammo. Have this flare. Oh. Thanks.
Back into the morgue, huh?
Yeah, I only really need 1 more. 2's nice to have.
Did you read me, Anderson?
But I really only need 1 because here, leaving here can be a bit messy without a flare.
But no,
Gotcha.
I got it from your partner. Anderson, look for a fuse to... Stay the fuck down!
Casey! Is that you?
Anderson?
Someone in chat just called out the accidental lord or pun drop of Satori just said, now that we finished all that.
Could use a bit more.
Speaking of puns,
we've used
Hey,
we've used that
I know
already.
that guy.
We've used finished already.
How are you holding
I should say, I know those eyebrows.
Give me that.
and I accidentally shut off the flashlight, so we're gonna have this conversation in the dark.
To be a good lead.
What's Max Payne doing in this game?
And a cult. But the horror story's changing reality. Like Wake said it would. Logan, she's
Having a conversation with Sam Lincoln in a dark room is a lot creepier than I would have expected.
Stop it.
Wait, Saga.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Fix this, Casey.
you can only interact at the first little bit of the dialogue here with your inventory and that. So
I just need
for the rest of the conversation, we're locked out, and I cannot turn the flashlight back on until the conversation ends. So if I try to skip dialogue too early,
Oh no.
it's the same button as using the flashlight, and we end up, yeah.
Good news, bad news.
Chat just figured out this is the Max Payne sequel.
The shaded hostels that were in there are all...
You caught us.
We're coming down.
What angle are you taking? You're kind of in the middle. That was rude.
Anderson, over here.
Rifle. Hey, rifle ammo.
Saga. Fucking FBI, FBC, you government fucks all fucking this up for us.
All right.
Let us the fuck out.
So,
Cult.
got
Not going anywhere.
Yako and Elmo here. Sorry to say, Yako is going to be gone in about 5 seconds.
Will fix this.
The big reveal.
Save my daughter. Promise me.
Because
I promise.
Why didn't Scratch kill Alan? He is Alan!
What?
What?
At least Alan put on a jacket. Sorry, Scratch. I mean, Alan put on a jacket.
Hey, more rifle. Not that I need more.
How do I activate the lights?
I can turn.
Another core activated.
Only one left. Doing great.
Yes, the Dead by Daylight portion of this game.
Saga? That button means interact, please. Thank you.
Exit gates are open, and now we leave.
And now,
Scratches.
a whole bunch of menuing.
He tricked us.
Hey!
Who doesn't want to do a whole bunch of menuing? So, Saga has a bit of long dialogue there, but thankfully, we can just go straight to the mine place. We need to prep this anyway, and we don't have to listen to her dialogue because she'll continue to talk to Casey and Estevez while we do this. And we can go straight to dialogue prompts when we come back out. One piece of profiling that needs to be done for this section. Trapped in the dark place with Wake. And then we will wait to place the clues, though.
Usually handle stuff like this, right? Any thoughts?
Hold up.
Oh,
You brought
I pick up the shotgun during this, but
So tell me
I,
what I'm
I think
missing.
it would be a time save if I just didn't pick up the shotgun and did the mine room stuff. The downside, obviously, is I wouldn't have
Federal
a
Bureau of
second
Control. Here's the
shotgun.
key to the cell where we keep the files.
Yeah.
Happy read.
Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over.
So, very nicely for figuring out a lot of the routing here, they make it kind of obvious what dialogue is needed for progression for the most part. It's usually bold text is required and anything else is optional.
Gateway to the dark place. What the hell is a para-utilitarian? Wake isn't the first.
Yes, the
person in
whole
dark presence
obvious
to
text
discuss
is obvious strat. I love it.
Yeah. Definitely made routing all of this stuff a lot easier. And just like, bold means go. Okay, we're good. Don't have to say anything else.
It's like, you hear that, Quantic Dream? Take notes.
Wake is trapped in the dark place.
This mine room is a little bit boring, but it is. Well, I was going to say the last forced mine room section, but that would be a lie. But it does. This does lead into the two greatest splits in speedrunning history.
Yes.
Fair.
I need to know what information I can still trust.
This is basically like the biggest
Scratch told me the clicker
mine
can be
room
used to change the story.
section in
Does
the
that
game,
match
if I remember
your
correctly.
understanding of this thing?
Yeah.
Like for the speedrun, so.
Yeah, you get the bit right at the beginning of the game that because the game's forcing you through tutorials about it all, and then this one is the only one
I can fix
that's
this,
as well
but I can't use it
quite
without
big.
Wake. Torn, Wake is still in the dark place.
I was talking about it with another runner of this game, but can you imagine you're a witness on a case and then Saga Anderson asks you a question and then stand still for a minute just looking into the void? That's just mind room.
I just need to tell the
And then you're just like, is she okay? And then Alex is just like, no, she's
Yeah.
mind rooming. We're good, we're good.
That hasn't
And then 2 seconds later,
Here's what I have.
tells you the like most probative question ever, like, how the hell did you know that?
I think we can use the clicker to get
You had ramen for breakfast, didn't you?
First, we
What?
need to work over
You told me that in my mind.
and that'll get him here.
I legitimately want to have a DLC of somebody that has no connection to this area to just stroll in and be caught in the middle of a crime and have to like pretty much Mary Sue their experience through this whole process and do exactly that.
Tor, I need the old gods of Asgard. I need a very special song.
A very special song.
The tour bus is already loaded, and we said our goodbyes. Ready to hit the road, just like the old times, baby.
You saw
Tor is
this
very
coming,
excited about this.
huh? Of course.
And for good
I
reason.
am too, honestly.
Yeah, and for
Right?
good reason.
Bringing him out of the dark place.
A rider. A lake of darkness. Bringing him into the light. It writes itself.
I hope they've still got it.
I wonder. Okay, that guy leaning awkwardly was a lot creepier than it has any right to be.
Yeah, he gets in the way too. It's just like, sir, can you not?
David, please pick up.
Why is this FBI agent running through my town with a sniper rifle, shotgun, and handgun? Just running past me.
I like how most questions can start with, everyone's cool with the guy with no heart, but let's talk about this problem.
We're incoming with the lights, Anderson.
I get so disorientated going through here at night sometimes.
We'll be ready. Active's out.
Yeah. It doesn't help that Cauldron Lake changes every time you go through it with different roadblocks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we are very much forced on a particular path right now. If I had picked up the map and were to open it, you can see there's like blocks everywhere. By the way, Odin's driving with one
I
hand.
need you to meet me at the shore.
Nice.
What
My
tree?
favorite line is coming up.
Who the fuck put a tree in the middle of the road? We're not on a road.
Drive carefully, Grandpa.
Pedal to the metal, bro. Metal to the pedal.
Ah, yes, a phone booth is something that so many people these days would be so confused to see.
A what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I actually saw a wholesome Twitter, I think it was Twitter thread of like a younger person that was like, were phone booths actually a thing, or is this just something like made up for like movies and all that kind of stuff?
Oh,
And a whole bunch of
no.
people had to educate them on like, yeah, they were everywhere. They still do exist in some places, but yeah, they were definitely a thing. But it was like actually like legitimately wholesome, where everyone was just like gently like teaching them about them and history of them existing everywhere.
I kid you not, the house I grew up in, we had a rotary phone.
Oh
I
yeah,
had to explain that kind of phone to somebody, and it blew their mind.
yeah, my grandparents had a rotary when I was growing up, so I've definitely used a rotary.
My favorite bit of, obviously, it's fake, history fact is, you know, the world was always in color. It's just that televisions weren't able, the world was black and white until like 1970 something, and then it became color. Televisions were always able to show in color.
Hey, where are my chimes?
I threw them out. Chimes are not rock and roll.
I'm here.
They are.
I'm here. Let's get ready.
Not the
Yeah,
chimes.
if you know how to use them, ask Neil Peart of Rush.
You signal me when the song is done.
Well, he can't anymore, unfortunately.
Hit it.
Rest in peace.
Hello, Cauldron Lake. Great to see so many federal agents here.
We have officially added all of our fellow elderly speedrunners and commentators.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We forced half of chat to age themselves, and we've
And the
all
other half to use Google.
Yeah.
Guide you out of the darkness. It's called
All right. Who likes power metal?
Summer Name.
I do.
Hey, you're making me look down in front of Saga, bro. Let's try that again.
I got lots of these. So this part is really just stay alive. It's kind of on rails, if you will. We just have to last through to a certain point of the song. We are still going to kill the enemies because it's going to make surviving a lot more manageable.
I'm determined to find an area where the enemies can't get to you and just turn the audio up to 100 and just relax.
Let me know if you find it. Because I'm down for just jamming out for a while.
Dance break becomes the new scene split.
Fun facts. There's a skip in any percent for We Sing It, and then we were just joking on Discord, like, man, we gotta ban that guy. Like, why would you find this skip?
Yeah. Like, how could you? Oh, your darkness shield's high.
There are some things you just do not, like, save time on.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yeah, is it really a skip if everyone doesn't do it,
Yeah, just ban the skip.
Like, but it's any percent. This is required.
No. You must do the entirety of We Sing. Doesn't matter what the category is.
If we cannot hear the full audio of We Sing, your run will be rejected.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure 99% of the speedrunners would be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, understandable.
Respect.
I hear you. Where are you? Oh, it's that one.
I just love that chat has completely just popped off.
Oh, yeah.
Dance emotes, right?
Jam out. Jam right out.
I'm gonna be real. I like this song a lot more than I enjoy Herald of Darkness.
Oh yeah, they're both stellar songs, but if I had to pick a favorite of the two, I would pick this one as well.
Yeah, yeah. There's a video on YouTube that had a compilation of all the old gods of Asgard, Mints, and all the Remedy games. I'm like, I don't have much time to watch this. I don't care. I can listen to this.
There you are. I'm like, I heard that. How were none of those your head, sir? So yeah, once the solo ends here, we go into another verse, and once we're a few lines into the verse, they're gonna try to stop the song rather than attack. Unless one of them bugs out and still persists on attacking, which happens occasionally. And then we can just prep for the next part of the game.
You say next part, but I think it'll be a good hour before you get to that next part of the game.
There we go.
They're trying to stop the song.
So now I'm just gonna heal up. Double check that my rifle's reloaded. And we're just gonna go chill over here.
I don't think I ever quite noticed the projection of the band in the background.
Oh, yeah.
In the sky.
Yeah. But that was quite the concert, so I kind of think we probably need a little intermission, don't we?
I think so too, because I also don't think the concert is going to end with just one song.
Yeah.
So, dot.
So as soon as we get
musical
to a point where I can pause here, now we can take the break. I have to wait for the autosave.
No!
All right, chat. You know what that means. hydrate up, get ready, stretch out, because we have a really awesome part that you all know what's coming up. So we got to go on a break first before we get that. So sit tight. We'll be right back. And then we can, I don't know, sing to some more Alan Wake 2. More friends, and welcome back to the conclusion of Alan Wake 2 on Express Lane. Before we head out to a little segment some of you may or may not know from this game, I have 2 quick things I need to tell you. First off, if you missed out on any of our other hot shows and want to check them out, we have VODs. Head over to youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick and check out them whenever you want. You can see all of our shows in the past. We make sure we get them out there for you in a timely manner. And also, for those of you that are already on YouTube watching the VODs there, hi! Make sure that you are pressing that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. I mean, it's Alan Wake 2. Of course, totally press the like button there. Also, to check us out live, head to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick and just watch us then too. Watch us on Twitch and YouTube. That would be awesome. But anyway, I have talked long enough. I'm handing it back over to Satori Earth so we can get to a very specific segment that I think y'all know and love for Alan Wake 2. So Satori, take it away once more.
So I heard that wasn't enough music for you guys.
It's never enough music.
Well, let's get back into it. I'm sure there's no more surprises in this game, right? Right, Alan?
No.
Let's go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Whee. What could Remedy possibly have up their sleeves?
And I hadn't forgotten.
Sam Lake is the Da Vinci of our time. I will not hear otherwise.
It's like no further questions, Your Honor.
A deep dive into who he is as an artist and as a man. Where he comes from, the way he draws his inspiration.
Chat, I hope y'all were stretching.
In the dark hours of the night.
I expect to see a lot of dance emotes. Also, I love the smug look on Sam's face. Pretty much just tells you, oh yeah, you know it's coming up.
He does a cute little dance too. It's so adorable.
I love his dance. His dance is just amazing.
The director's probably like, "What is he doing?" And it's like, "Keep it in. Don't say anything."
It's like somebody needs to protect that egg at all costs.
Sam Lake is the Western Hemisphere's Hideo Kojima. We must protect him.
100%.
Oh my gosh.
Enjoy, chat.
What the hell?
Oh yes, chat. We're not skipping. We're not skipping this.
I love how they like kind of do dance pointing too to direct you on your path.
I just want to be in the writing room. It's like, all right, here's my idea. Musical. Discuss.
I mean, my stick drift's working. Alan's dancing.
Your stick drift like, this is the moment I shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, chat, you were spamming dance emotes before. Let's see them again. And I see the lyrics in chat, which is even better.
That way? Yeah.
The smiles on that man's face sometimes. Like, I think of the 3 individual dance videos. Olin's is just, oh my god.
And the award goes to
Stories of crime-chilling thrillers of hard-boiled killers became bestsellers. It was all too much. I had to get away.
It's like when the 2 of you first got to this segment, so during the break, you were saying, sorry, Tom wasn't spoiled. Like, what were your thoughts seeing this for the first time?
I just had a massive grin across my face. Like, I was already huge fan of the first game and then of Remedy in general, like Control with the ashtray maze and all that. So it's just like, it just made sense to me when I saw this. I'm just like, Remedy's being Remedy, and oh my god, I am here for it, as if this is part of the game. This is amazing.
Yeah, for me, I've only had Herald of Darkness for a day and a half, but if anything happened to Herald of Darkness, I would kill everyone in this room.
I saw you didn't pick up the flashlight. Is that just not needed, or?
Not needed. We don't actually fight any of the enemies through this section.
Ah, gotcha.
And because the game doesn't force you to for progression, we just can save the 10 seconds it takes to pick it up.
I'm going to be
and
honest.
The game's actually going to give it to me right now anyway.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know we could pick up the flashlight there.
What is my least favorite part of this segment is specifically the one enemy when you're walking up the stairs and it's like coming from your left. I'm not going to talk about dying to that one once or twice.
But yeah, see, I mean, there's the gun.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
And there's the flashlight. The game just gives it to you anyway.
Like, for those of you that didn't have an Xbox and didn't play the first Alan Wake, here you go. The greatest plot summary revival.
Yeah.
Commenter from chat, I got here super late and I'm so lost. Just vibe.
Just vibe. Yeah.
Just vibe.
This is an interesting remake of Stepmania.
No, this is Pump It Up. So you have the button in the center.
Ah, yes, my apologies. I get them confused.
Since I have to wait for this barrier to load it, lift anyway, I grab the flare here, but again, technically not needed.
I do appreciate the game. It's like, oh, by the way, here's some gaff tape that says enemies. Just FYI.
Yeah. There's also one that says act scared at one point. Yeah.
Wait till solo is my favorite.
Yeah, wait for solo.
Yep.
Enemies.
It's like, oh, okay, then. I'll listen.
Safe.
Yay.
So the skip actually takes you to in any percent of the final TV, which is rather unfortunate.
Ooh. Is it like an out of bounds skip or?
Yeah, it's an out of bounds at the beginning of the, when Alan's given an award, you can go out of bounds there and it takes you straight to the final TV.
Oh, that's heartless.
I know.
Yeah, it really should be banned.
I didn't see that coming. A vision.
So fun fact, Alan's dialogue when you load out there can change. Like he's got several different lines that the game can select through. So like I didn't see that coming, or that was interesting, I think is one of them. Or that was pretty good. Like he's got several different lines that changes every run. No idea why out of any pieces of dialogue that is random in the game, but yeah, there's different pieces of dialogue he has there.
I love his little jazz interlude right here.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't call myself a bass player, more of a bass hobbyist. I mess around with playing bass. But yeah, the walking bass line there is just...
Oh, I've got my bass guitar on the spare bedroom, so yep. Yes. For those of you that watch the VGAs.
And I thought this place couldn't...
Wait, you skipped the cutscene!
Whoa.
All right,
Direct.
I'm leaving.
You're right.
And to top it all off, at the end we get Ahti humming and singing the song.
I love that so much. Oh, instant betrayal from chat.
It was all about me. This performance the Dark Place was putting on. But I had no control over it. I knew how utterly lost I was. The payphone.
All right. So now we get into the final Alan bits, kind of.
By the way, your run is invalid. You skipped.
Yes.
For the hard-boiled genre, the whole city was
I
built
think that's going to be part of it, where you have to, if for any percent, the out of bounds during its banned, and also skipping the cutscene is banned.
The Ocean View Hotel.
Yeah,
Please
no
submit again in
no
the future.
cutscene skip. All right, so we're in the Ocean View Hotel, and we're gonna go to the room.
That delivered me back to the street.
Room?
Makes caller said,
sense.
If the waves keep pushing you away, you just need to find.
Yeah, this is the hotel, right?
With only dream logic to lead me to the hotel.
Yeah.
I look to the neon signs for
Make sure you don't turn around and leave.
Yeah, because there was an angry chat mob running behind you right now.
Deer Fest all over again. We'll get there.
665, that's a familiar number.
Strange.
Ooh, crazy random happenstance. That seems
So, yeah.
is only hearsay percent.
So, yeah, we have to go to the Ocean View Hotel, but as you saw, the hotel just spits us right back out when we try to enter it. So, the waves keep pushing you away. Just find another way in, is what we were told. So we're gonna do that. And also, that bucket explodes every time for some reason. No idea why, but there's just like this thing of blue paint there every single time.
God, even the graffiti work, I absolutely love in this game.
I know. All the like cardboard signs drawn on all the little shelters. And this is the stairwell. We're just gonna run stairs for a little bit here. Go down them, go up them. Alan. Thank you. Let's go down them again.
The lights affected where the door led to.
Whoa! What happened here?
What?
I could see the Ocean View Hotel.
I've still been waiting for the day I get a casual person in when I do runs that just like finish the game, come in and yell at me at this part of the game, just like, You're missing the shotgun.
Like,
Because there's a shotgun back there that you can actually pick up.
Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. I knew that.
But,
you have weapons in this game?
Yeah. For Alan, there's very little required combat. Most of the combat that we actually have to do during the run is as Saga.
The room was empty except
And most of the combat we do as Alan is more just as a safety measure than it is actually, like, required.
Thomas Zane had ended our talk in what felt like a paranoid fit. I had what I needed from him. There was another murder
Like, I
site
don't
in
know
the
why
hotel
it
to
surprised
guide
me how,
further toward my escape.
like, I was
had to
almost
write my
expecting
way to
more
it.
combat, and I don't
An idea nagged
quite
at
know
me.
why,
I could almost reach
but it's just like the amount in the game works.
Whispers from the
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first game did have a lot more,
Yeah.
murder in the
like,
backdrop of a play.
just in-your-face combat sections. You explore and you get those, like, dramatic camera pans as enemies spawn in and come after you.
The cult of the word in this, and their leader, Mr.
Like, I definitely appreciate the significantly more exploration in this game.
Gone missing years before.
Yeah.
The hotel was a perfect setting for a Casey story. I was on the right path. I would start
So the hotel
lobby.
is definitely one of the Alan murder scene overlaps that can get quite confusing as to where you're supposed to go.
Oh yeah, casually, I think this is probably the worst level in the game. Just because you get a different key to every room, and then you're just like, wait, what floor is this? What room is this?
And because it's dark place logic, nothing actually works like straight up navigation, like, oh yeah, second floor, you just walk up to the second floor. No, you can't do that.
The cult is an immersive theatrical experience.
So another one, we gotta wait just until the plot point pops there. We don't need to change it there though. We'll change it here to get a key.
The corridor was closed off. It felt significant. Something terrible would happen there. The troop were busy building their own Wicker Man, where they themselves would be sacrificed.
Is yeah, to get to the second floor, you go through room 104. Right? That makes sense.
Yep, perfect dark place logic.
Yeah, look, we're on the second floor.
Okay, that green bathroom is a little bit too, like, vibey.
This is where they gathered before the play. This is where it began.
Alan, get back here. Oh my god. So there's a few of these switches. If you end up where items are going to spawn, either the game will move you or it'll just freeze you in place and you won't be able to move for a moment. My stick drift just forced me into one of them.
Because the rent is cheap? No.
Hey, nothing here.
The ocean view was perfect for this. It's said to be haunted. Dark stories about murder.
And all throughout the hotel, pretty much every single point, we have to sit and wait out.
Ritual to summon.
So boredom?
In the ballroom. Did we summon the same thing?
This is usually when Kamu, like, gets coffee or something.
Unfortunately, none of them are really long enough to risk getting up for.
That's what you said. That's what you think. Spills coffee on the way back.
Got down to a science. The explanation has been discovered in chat. Due to them being finished, their floors don't start counting until you get off ground level. That's the headcanon.
The ballroom would be the stage
I buy
of
it.
a key scene in the play.
Logic sticks.
Whoa, what happened in here?
happiness.
That's getting real, all right.
Alan.
I almost dreaded the idea.
Stand here, please.
He's dancing.
I said you got here. What was the scene in this room? Well, this is what we...
Oh my god, what, as if I just did that. I don't even know what my brain was trying to do. I have nothing to quick slot. That's what I was going for, but I'm like, I have nothing to quick slot anyway.
In this room? Well, this is what we call the writer's room.
Yeah.
In the play, it's where the devil rewrites reality whilst God is asleep.
I've actually had a bug where the enemies that are supposed to spawn in this room later just spawn in the middle of the dialogue on me, and I was just like, oh, what's going on?
That's spicy.
That's a little unfortunate there.
Yeah, because this is one of the sections, like, my hands are off the keyboard, my hands are off, you know, I'm just...
Oh yeah, I quite often put the controller down for some of these sections, yeah. I'm with you on that. That would get me too.
Whoever he really was, shit got weird when he was around. Some of the
Several of these longer ones, I definitely put it down.
Mr. Scratch.
And once you run
Stretch
it a
out
couple
a
of
little
times, yeah, you just kind of know when it gets towards the end.
Yeah.
I had to agree with Casey on that.
You just wait for a certain line of dialogue.
Now, does he get grabbed on the way back? What is the RNG? He's so talented.
You get grabbed there a bunch? I take it?
I just gamble. I don't even dodge. I just say, you know what?
Okay. That would do it.
Well, to be fair, I don't
I
do
pretty
this.
much
we don't-
always-
Yeah, we don't do this section. Well, in any percent, we don't do this section anymore. But aha!
There's the grab.
Aha!
Somebody's upset they skipped the cutscene.
The plot board was empty again.
So yeah, no.
Devil.
I needed a new draft.
Yep.
Back at the beginning.
Yeah, and those enemies will persist and attack if you try to go into the writer's room, so I just go into the safe room. Since they can't enter, well, they can kind of enter. They can actually break the threshold just a little bit, so take a full step in.
I've had one of the leapers leap onto me in the writer room before during one of my casual playthroughs.
Idea here.
Yeah, so just to make sure I can safely get the plot point on, I just go into that room briefly.
Yeah, so in any percent, right after you talk to Zane in the film, we actually do an out of bounds that teleports us right in front of this room, actually. Because the only trigger you need, I think, is going through the door, which activates this jump scare.
Scratch had been there.
But,
I could sense his presence
Thank you.
lingering in the room.
Always forget those.
I was about to have another kill.
I have to ask on console, have you ever died to a weird force run section bug? Ever?
Oh yeah, this one in particular has been nasty for me. Yeah.
I've noticed if you take the corners too well,
Yes.
you know, if you make
yeah.
tight lines, you just die here. So I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you kind of have to go wide and just be dead center the entire time. And even then, I've had a couple times where it's just like, okay, well, there goes a minute of time loss. So yeah, this is the one where I mentioned earlier that you have to actually keep the camera forward. If I turn the camera to the door right now, this dialogue would stop. Because it needs to spawn in what happens in just a moment here in front of us, and
it's one of those things, you know, those moments in speedruns where it's something you shouldn't die to. It should be free, but because you die to it once, you have this weird,
Like this
paranoia. You're just
yeah.
every single time. Yeah. No, 100%. It's like, even if it's a 2-second time loss, it's like, I'm going to do this little bit of safety because one time, one time, this really screwed me in a run.
Yeah, I always have to roleplay that I'm doing this part casually, like, oh no, I can't quick turn on this part. I gotta slowly go around this corner.
Yeah. And you got to watch some of the flying debris here pushes you too close to a door, you'll die. Yeah.
We've had the runs where just before either a marathon appearance or a hotfix appearance, I'll find a new soft lock or hard lock, and Like, okay, this is almost impossible to replicate, but I'm doing the run as soon as I get to that segment. I am sweating buckets going, I know this is here now. Okay, everything's fine.
Well, you know the old GDQ saying, right? That's never happened before.
The plot board was empty again.
Why do you gotta
A new draft.
jinx me like that? We have not had one of those in this run yet.
Yeah, I might have angered a producer by not saying that when I should have once. Oops.
That's
This was the murder site.
that looked familiar for a second. So this overlap is the retirement home overlap, the bunker. So the Alan overlaps actually happen in a slightly different order for Alan than they do for Saga. So time, like we were talking earlier, it is kind of weird in the Dark Place because he's recounting some of the things he's done over the 13 years that he's been stuck in the Dark Place, yet some of it is happening in real time to what Saga's doing in the present. But it also happens in different orders for him as well.
Parliament Tower was here again. Zane said the manuscript of Return was the key to escaping.
He had some comment in the chat about
I had to get it before Scratch did.
producer Ray being one sweating. Ray was the producer that I denied the "That's Never Happened Before" button when I got almost soft locked during a run.
Damn.
Sorry, not sorry.
I was just gonna go into the corner as I take my hand off the controller for a second.
This is a cool elevator.
Right?
Isn't it?
Go to hell!
Yeah, so this is the one where it's 4 videos, and at launch, these were unskippable.
Oh, jeez.
I love watching my fictional wife tell me her life story.
Her whole life.
I play a video game to escape these things, not relive them.
This game just metas everything, including the stuff you don't want it to meta.
That's so meta. Why do I have a random prompt on the screen? What was that prompt for?
Hey, would you like to skip the entire next Alan Wake section?
Evidence was already fading. Terrible things would happen if the manuscript came true.
I wonder if that was the typewriter and if I could have hit it early if I actually spammed for it.
He could use the story to escape.
Could you imagine?
He could go after
Just find a random dialogue skip for this.
Well, I think it is. Actually, I do think it's the dialogue skip as opposed to, because I've had it appear multiple times on random stuff too. Actually, so I would hold the skip button and then it would just take me back to the exact same spot I was because there's nothing to skip. You know?
Door, Zane, the masks were finally coming off. Was it a sign I was closer to escaping? I had no time to waste.
You're gonna have to excuse me. I have a little moment in ritual coming up here.
2.5 hours in, how dare.
At the end of the tunnel. Jumalauta, that held you close, Tom.
You can hold me close, Ati. Okay, we're good.
Quick, everyone stare at him.
So wholesome.
So actually, casually in the game, we're going to an area you're not really supposed to go to. We're gonna go pick up a collection of photos right here. Casually, we're supposed to do the next area first and come back to the movie studio, but because we know that we have to go pick these up anyway, we're gonna just pick them up now ahead of time.
Yeah.
These were Alice's photos.
Although hilariously enough, at launch, the one... Oh, let's not do that too early. You get blocked out. The Alan video that plays at the end of this section, if you didn't get the photos, would bug out and not play.
Oh.
It was the one thing I missed from 100%ing the game without a guide on my first pass. As I finished this part, and right now there's an Alan video playing. It never played for me. It's the only thing I was missing.
I needed to find a murder site. Zane would know where to find one.
So back to the hotel we go. Thankfully this time we can just go straight up to Zane's room. We don't have to go through every single room and floor trying to piece together a murder mystery.
His room 665 was upstairs. The elevator would take me there.
I mean, it's gonna give you a direct route instead of a convoluted route like the three-piece shrine of the Silver Monkey. It made no sense to anybody that had to deal with that.
Something told me Zane wouldn't be happy to see me this time.
So for those of you who don't know who Zane is, in Alan Wake 1's, how it is about Alan's creations coming to life, but Thomas Zane actually wrote Alan Wake, who wrote about... Yeah, it's very meta. It's a thing.
The next was there. Zane had created the film in tandem with Return to escape the dark place.
It's just Remedy things.
Just Remedy things, yeah.
Sam Lake, you can't do that.
Watch me and I'll put myself in my games to prove it.
With his own name at that.
That's the best part.
Gonna use my likeness for characters, and then we're just gonna have me be Sam Lake.
Right. Just like, oh, okay then. There was this really wholesome like YouTube video that talked about him acting behind the scenes, and I remember him saying it's like there were so many things I had to do, and like it was really hard, and I didn't want to do those, but I had to. I'm like, oh, honey.
Yeah, I saw some of that where he's like, I asked the director, like, do I have to really do that? And he's like, you wrote it.
Yeah. It's like that's the most precious response. I love it.
Leave me alone. Oh my god. Shadows, please. Can we not be extra aggro?
Yeah, this is pretty bad. That was actually pretty bad RNG on how fast the shadows caught up to you there.
Yeah, one of my PBs, actually I think it's my current PB, I have like 20 seconds lost to getting pounced twice during the journey here.
Oh wow.
Please enjoy the film, sir.
The cinema lobby was a gateway to other realities on the silver screen. I could set a scene here.
So Oscar, fun fact, the film that actually plays in the theater at the end of this is a 15-minute film, but that is where it shows Auntie, the live-action Auntie, which is kind of why I was like, oh.
I love that.
They would surface from the dark.
Yeah, it's great. We'll get to it in a bit, but if you didn't know, you actually can watch the entire Lost film. It is like a 15-20 minute legit like indie short film that they made for the game.
Monumental.
And you can just sit there and watch it in its entirety. If you miss it, you can access it from the menu, but it breaks it into 6 or 7 parts. but you can watch it completely seamless in the theater.
There was something to use there.
The question, though, is there a trophy for watching it in the movie theater?
Nope. It's just completely optional. Completely missable, completely optional.
I'm actually surprised by that.
Well, I don't like this game anymore.
It was an initiation ceremony.
I actually kind of like that there isn't a trophy or achievement for it, because it's kind of like just this like hidden thing. It's like either you know or you don't. Whereas if there was an achievement for it, people would go and hunt for it and find it. Yeah. It's just like either you stopped and took a look at the screen and watched, or you just left.
Makes sense.
Give me a name.
Because it's on your way out.
You will meet him soon enough.
There's one person I watched in chat mentioning the film is great.
The
Like,
corruption.
I believe it.
Genre.
I could not understand anything that was going on in the film.
Yeah, it's a little wild. It is very much an indie film.
Something that's being shown in Alan Wake 2. Calling something wild is terrifying.
I'm glad somebody said it was an indie film. I was just like, yeah, I don't think this is a good film. I think it's a film.
It is a film of a year.
It is one of the films of 2023.
A sad bunch of clowns and funny masks.
Right, I did fire a shot. I'm like, there's only 5 bullets in there.
Chet, how does it feel that most of your first movie of 2024 is a Finnish indie film made by Sam Lake?
It's an Easter egg for a video game.
Yeah.
What the fuck have you been smoking?
Nightless Night.
A clip of the lost film survived.
Why am I not surprised he put himself on that movie poster?
We'll finally see.
I'm here for
Cold Case
it.
Casey.
Nightless Night was Zane's film. It played a role in this story.
That clothesline attack is the worst. Because they can just like teleport onto your position and go initiate right into that animation. Nice, I got 3. Which hopefully should mean we're good. There's a 4th one that can come here, but he's usually way too late.
Me in his film? Zane's lamp on the screen had no light. The light of the lamp shone out of the screen and revealed the door. I was back out into the night. The seedy alley away from prying eyes was a good scene for dark deeds.
Interesting point in chat. I bet the film made more sense to me as a Finn than not
my God.
Finnish people. I'm curious.
I mean, that's fair. The film is actually entirely in Finnish with subtitles.
And yeah, when Adi's saying what's clearly a foreign language in parentheses, I'm assuming that's Finnish?
Yeah, it's usually Finnish idioms.
I was talking to another Finnish friend of mine, and he said Ahti's Finnish is actually very like rural, non-city, which makes sense because he is a little bit older.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate them in that case. They didn't put like a standard kind of city suburban dialect to them.
So this is one of the audio bugs that happened with the last patch, but this is going to be... Oh, no, it's actually going to be at full volume. But we get a nice look at Alan's unblinking greasy face here.
That's a look. Literally.
Mom, can we buy Alan Wake? We have Alan Wake at home.
Now you're ready to meet the Grandmaster. He's waiting for you in the projection booth.
The Alan Wake your significant other told you not to worry about.
And now, Mr.
I think the red behind it makes it even creepier.
And just like we got to see the inside of Saga's face earlier,
The projection.
here's the inside of Alan's.
Is that where I find the murder site?
Oh boy, okay. Now the horror game has begun. Inside a writer's room. Well played.
Amped up the boxes there.
The comment of Alan Wake when he's released into the public domain and turned into a bad horror movie is the description of that face he made. Allow that.
Our final plot point, the Grandmaster. Which takes us into the actual overlap section as Alan.
I found myself in a maze of film equipment. There had to be a way to the projection booth from here.
Son of a bitch! Show yourself! The Grandmaster!
So first loop is straightforward, straight through doors.
I was back where
Whoa,
I
you've
started.
been here.
A loop within a loop. I had to keep going.
Second one, though. The one door is going to be locked,
Let's prove it.
but we don't actually have to try it. We just have to go near it
I wasn't far behind.
and spawn in the next door.
Beginning again.
Whoa, you've been
I
here.
had to keep going. Find a way to the murder site.
Who's that? Oh, he's gone. Turn the camera, and now there's going to be a door here. Open it. But that's not where we're going. There's just a TV in there.
I was back at the beginning again.
Whoa, you've been
I
here.
had to keep going. Find a way to the murder site.
And Sam Lake's actual voice.
Wait, is that?
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Your B story.
Oh, that is kind of meta, because he's in the game, he's an actor playing Sam. I hate this.
So you can see this is the Coffee World overlap. But like I said, they're in a slightly different order as Alan. So when we were in the hotel earlier for that overlap, obviously Saga needed the record for that overlap. That's what was in the tub at the end of that. So this one, obviously, Saga needed the moose skull. I think there might be a moose skull at the end of this.
That seems a little too obvious. I don't know.
Before I get some answers! How was I in that movie? Why does all this feel so familiar? What?
I mean, so I think in movie theaters, I think of moose skulls in the background.
Definitely.
You know, that's-
They keep them in the projection booth, so you don't necessarily see them.
What the hell?
This is the
Do you not have a backpack moose skull?
I mean, I have a, like, here, skull. Close enough.
Ah, understandable.
Same family.
If Casey was fictional.
Also, as a Canadian, I have to say, those of you that don't live in an area with moose are utterly terrifying.
Story I am living.
They are huge and can get defensive really fast.
Close for comfort. Not a separate.
I've seen those like live videos of people just like messing with moose, and and they're usually people foreign to the area, right? And then every native
Yeah.
is just like, please get away from that moose.
Yeah.
Yeah, moose don't mess around, and they are huge. They are way bigger than you would think they are.
They're units too, right? I think they could like just tear a car apart if it hits properly.
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, if you hit a moose with your car on the highway, your car's probably going to be totaled. You're probably not driving away after.
Like I haven't lived anywhere.
So yeah, here's the movie. If you actually stay here, you can watch it in its entirety.
Huh.
You could also watch it on YouTube for those of you.
Yeah. What the lost film? My brain stopped for a moment there. Like, how do I get out of here?
No, you could just take off. You could just take off the scene.
Oh yeah, you can take it off as well. But my brain's hardwired to my initial routing.
You know
I
what?
didn't know that you could just take them off until after the initial routing I did.
You know what's crazy? I didn't know there was a back door here until like a week ago. I went back.
You went through the garage.
You need to search for more doors, my buddy.
Listen. I finished work. I'm just doing runs. I'm not researching any new strategies. I'm just doing runs as soon as I finish work. I also didn't know you could just go to the left here for a while too. And I actually cut across the square to get to the phone.
Again. Somehow I sensed it wasn't Zane this time.
Alright, so we had a phone call from Alan. Alan spoke to himself and told him to put the pictures in the box.
I know that guy.
Follow the steps he laid.
Ooh, a comment from chat that has to be passed on. One does not simply walk into more doors. Well played.
Okay, that was pretty clever.
That was gotta give credit where credit's due.
This felt different.
That was an invisible fedora tip right there.
If it wasn't already too late.
You know, we'd save so much more time if Alan lived on the ground floor.
Right?
I know, right? I also like how pretty much everything is very well replicated from the first game, except the apartment.
The apartment felt
apartment's
really different in the first game, yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely different floor layout.
Huh. Was there any explanation as to why that was, or just...
No.
Oh.
I mean, if you wanted to try to find logic behind it, is he's not actually at his apartment. It is a manifestation of it in the dark place.
Fair.
But, yeah.
Let us
Because,
also...
like, when you get to first arrive into Bright Falls in the first game, like, I was replaying it a little bit ago, and, yeah, a lot of the buildings are the same. Like, obviously, it's 13 years later, so there's a few things that are different here and there. But, so here I'm going to try to get a couple little pre-pushes on this, because they're not going to have the light ready yet anyway. So hopefully I can finish the pushes once I get Scratch actually frozen here. Once I do have the light ready.
He is camping you so hard right there.
Just a bit.
Click. Nice. And we're going to do the same thing on this one because the light needs to power up again.
That progress bar is so misleading. It looks like it's 100%, but then it has to do it for 2-3 more seconds.
Yeah. Saga, whatever that animation was, better not bite us. You better finish this push. There we go.
Just keeping things spicy.
Yeah. And that's why, personally, in my routing, I still have the hunting rifle in, is because it's really nice for the scratch fights. It's single headshots for each phase.
Tom, we need to get to our next gig. We're doing this for you.
And there go Tor and Odin to Wee Sing, because, like I said, time makes no sense in the dark place. So they're on their way to go perform at Wee Sing that we already
Dang it.
did.
You are awake now, right? With the shadow out of you?
Oh, now we get to see the cutscene again.
Some days, at least.
Now we have to replay that entire chapter.
Situation this fucked since the
I'm sure
say-
Chat would be very devastated.
I was gonna say, you say that's like a bad
Shadow's
thing.
now in Alice,
Right?
and Anderson is gone. We need to figure out how to salvage this.
I'll do anything it takes to fix this, Agent Estevez. I'm the reason this is all happening.
It's never that simple.
Scratch. The dark presence inside Casey. It threw Saga into the lake. If she ends up in the dark place, she could be there forever.
We're approaching the finale
years to
of the
get
game
out.
right here.
Zane never did.
Yes.
Tor and Odin went in after her, right? Maybe they'll get her up.
What's the situation?
I've never seen an entity break a bureau containment unit.
Just love that casual,
Scratch
like,
will go to Bright Falls
crate
and
of
use
just,
the
here,
clicker to
here's
bring
a
about the
display of my
horrific
weapons
ending
in
he
this
will for
strange
return.
area.
But I can still fix this. Scratch must have the manuscript.
I kind of wish they added an actual final boss to this game, but it is what it is.
vehicle would be at the parking lot.
I mean,
I'd seen it all play out.
would it basically
Like a horror movie
be
I've been forced to
Scratch?
watch. The dark
Because I
presence
can't really
have all
think
the
of
cards now. I was
anybody else it could be.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
when I played it casually, I assumed that in the final section you could just interchange between Alan and Saga and fight, Alex Casey like a supercharged like Scratch or something, while just constantly switching point of views.
I knew what
But
I had to
alas.
do.
That would have been nice.
Stop the horror story from coming true. Stop the dark presence.
But at the same time, though, I do actually really like the very what ending that we do get.
True.
I think it's very fitting for the genre. I actually had someone in my chat when I was doing a run ask me about how I felt about like the ending. Like, do you feel like it has good closure? I'm like, this type of genre, I'm not looking for that. Like,
Yeah.
I am more okay than having zero closure in this type of genre.
It's like even multi-part series, or whether it's movies, games, books, or whatnot. Even the one that you know it's the finale, you're still likely not going to get full closure because that's just not how it works.
Chad, don't forget to play this game twice. New game and New Game Plus. It's a great game.
Right? Actually, a quick question from chat. How did you skip the Horde of Taken?
The speedrunner will say, what? Yeah, exactly. The speedrunner will say, which horde? That's such a speedrunner answer. I didn't know there was a horde there.
I couldn't
Which horde are we talking?
but I could feel it
Behind a door.
getting stronger.
Behind
Waking
the...
up.
Behind
door
which
that-
door? Which door?
It was inside me the
Wait,
whole
what?
With the follow-up, there's a door?
Scratch.
To be fair, there are a lot of doors in this game.
This is true. This is
There are.
true.
It's always nice though. There is occasionally, whenever like I guess speedrunning game, there's a casual viewer
where
that
am I
sometimes that comes out and just tells them something that speedrunners would miss, because they never encounter it, and you're just like, huh, that might be useful later.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't dodge off that one.
Yeah, there's a run I do where
to get to Bright Falls.
a friend of mine was playing it casually, found an out of bounds skip, and I'm like,
before Tornado, we did that quite a while ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So casually, you can swap between Saga and
Yeah, you can.
yeah.
Saga Anderson.
Yeah, you can play the parts in a very different order casually. You can swap back and forth between Saga and Alan. We just go with the forced swaps in the speedrun, which means we play through Dark Ocean Summoning before we sing. So we did that quite a while ago.
Scratch had to be stopped.
Also, I was very taken back by this whole setting when
I know, it's just such a shock. Like, wait, what? It's all sunny.
Yeah, I was ready for that whole like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight Scratch now, final boss time, and then I come to this and I'm just like, oh, cool.
like, wait, what?
I see.
Thank you, I think.
I needed to reach the writer's room. Write a new conclusion. Was Scratch's...
No, I didn't quite get the dialogue overlap, but there's a bit of speedrunner specific meta dialogue overlap there is with Scratch Alan. It's like, yes, he was.
Yes, Alice, pay attention to the last 2 hours of this game. So I've actually died entering this cutscene right here.
What?
Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I died right here. My screen turned red, and as soon as I got control, Alan died, and I was just like, "Huh."
Did you ever figure out what happened there?
I'll
Like the cause you died?
I will assume it is a speedrunner thing, and somehow I was just too fast.
Yeah,
So I
got too far to like Scratch's dark presence barrier before the cutscene triggered, and it just killed
like that,
as you were stuck in the animation. I guess
something
that would be something of that sort. So we did have a dialogue skip for Ahti earlier, which was rather unfortunate because Ahti's precious. But here we get to listen to all of Ahti's dialogue.
Yay!
I really want to find a skip for this dialogue. This dialogue is actually just so long, too. All jokes aside.
It is long, but it does have probably one of the best lines of the entire game.
I know exactly which line.
Water is the oldest bulb. Water finds its way.
Also, this first bit is very profound.
It takes away. It can be clean or dirty.
I was not expecting wisdom like this in my speedrun.
I didn't expect to see you here, but it makes sense. Can you help me find my way? One last time.
Now there's a devil in the fish trap. Don't be spooked by it so that it won't start beating your underpants.
Love that line. It's just such an elegant way to say it.
As soon as you said, there's a line I love in here, I'm like, yeah, it's the...
Got you.
Yeah.
The crap in your underpants line.
Yeah.
I was here. I needed to write the ending. I only had one chance to get this right. Return's ending was an eternal deerfest that would keep spreading.
I also can't remember which part of the dialogue actually starts from the plot board.
I don't either.
Which is his initial. Yeah. So I just do that until I know it's safe that all the dialogue has started.
I think he says Returnal Deerfest was an end. Yeah, I think this is the line, and then then Returnal Deerfest something. Yeah, right here.
I was the only one who could write it.
Yeah. So now I know it's safe. All the dialogue is triggered, but.
Or has it?
Scratch would burst through that door to stop me.
All that, except for the echo, of course, which is why I'm positioned here now.
Something stirred in the room, coming to me. An idea.
If there is a genre that's going to work.
The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work.
And then we just sit here and wait for a plot point.
In a horror story, there's only victims and monsters.
And we get to sit through this dialogue pretty much twice from both perspectives. Although Saga's version of it we can skip through.
I'm pretty sure it's the same for you, but you just know from the trigger the ending will have to be dark, right? That line is repeated so many times in the game.
Oh, I just sit here spamming. I don't even listen. I tune in and out.
Look at chat.
The more people we save, the greater the cost. And the hero must pay the price.
The scales always need to balance.
End of chapter.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Saga's final boss.
Yep, Saga's final boss. Which actually, I do really love from a casual game perspective. Speedrun wise, it's something, but this was an amazing twist on the whole mechanic you've been using the entire game.
I can't leave. Why can't I leave? The dark presence took over Kate.
This ends up being her in the dark place, and she has to battle her own doubts and insecurities and whatnot in her mind place.
Yes, I too remember when my final boss was myself.
The board says
That is a mood right there.
Casey.
And like every little bit of this is really well done. Like if any of you have struggled with such things like in real life,
Calm down.
you know, this was really well done in terms of just like battling those types of thoughts. You hover over each of the clues that you... Oh my god, the stick drift. You hover over each of the clues. There's like additional dialogue of like her own internal thoughts about everything. It's really, really well done.
Logan and David love that show.
But yeah, from a speedrun perspective, this bit's yeah,
Watching his back. Casey was being corrupted.
a little tedious.
It's one of those-
Especially because saga dialogue is unskippable.
It's one of those sections where you never save time, you only lose time on the split.
Yeah. Especially when stick drift is making me lose track of which clue I'm trying to place.
I'm gonna be real, I don't think anyone's ever memorized the exact order. Everyone just every speedrunner reads the prompt for a second.
Yeah, we quickly read them. Yeah. Just like, that one's terrible partner, that one's this, okay.
Jack gets it. The real final boss is actually your stick drift.
I spent too much time away from Logan.
True.
Yeah.
I never should have left Casey at the hotel by himself. The cult was just the beginning of the spiral. It was so obvious the Koskela brothers were behind the cult. What? No.
It was so obvious they were behind the cult. Only took her an hour to figure it out.
There we go. Stick drift just changed that clue on me, and it changed this one. Which one is this one? I can't even remember. Okay, Casey was wrong to put his trust in me. Oh my god.
So about that final boss.
Yeah.
Hey, we said we didn't like it. We didn't say we were good at the final boss.
Jump scare. Called it out late, but so scary. This one's lost your mind.
I hate this, but it's all true.
Alright. It's a little bit of profiling.
No. There.
I need a way out.
I need a way out. Oh! The lights. No.
There's actually a really bad bug here. Sometimes they have a jump scare on a cultist that comes up here, but in a speedrun perspective, if you do it too quickly, Saga's dialogue doesn't pop up and it's just a soft lock, so you have to restart.
Oh. Damn.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, I was actually watching Maxi, talked about him earlier, go through this the other day, and he actually had a lighting bug here where the room didn't actually turn dark initially, and it wasn't proper lighting either, though. It was like this weird, like, bright grayish lighting. It was quite weird, and then it went dark.
I could totally imagine Maxi's reaction to that.
Just call him to say thanks for
The
your
stop,
note.
the non-plus reaction.
Oh, sometimes I just get in my head too much. So thanks for being
It's quite trippy.
You're really the best, boss.
This is probably the most painful one. This one's so long. Especially because she does these long pauses. She's like, are you done? Are you done, Saga?
Anderson, after Miranda left, it was...
Yeah, we need to do... This is the final part of it, basically. We need to do 6 of these to kind of resolve her thoughts of like, no, wait, I am on the right track. I know my stuff.
That smile, though. My god.
That's where it started, all this trouble. That smile.
Saw this online and it made me think of you.
The origin of the dark place is behind
Look at that mug.
smile. Not the worst mood.
Stop blaming yourself,
This one's actually my favorite bit of
the
dialogue.
arm is just part of the job.
If you're gonna keep fussing, you can get the hell out. Look, leave
the whiskey. It's also the third shortest, so it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's totally why I like it. Yeah.
Our job is dangerous. Casey himself told me that. It's no one's fault.
It is.
It's not too late. I can still.
Fuck, no!
No. This is all real.
Chad, if
How
you
long
think
did
that-
this take?
I know it is.
Go ahead.
Go on. Wait, you first.
I would say, Chad, if you think this mine board is full right now, if you play this casually, it is at least double what it would be. Right?
Yeah, there's like double the amount of clues that that we actually collect here.
Yeah, this is the
If you actually interact with everything.
And yeah, related to that, I mean, how long did this board take both of you casually your first time through?
The dark place tried to trap me here.
I honestly can't remember.
Good 45 minutes maybe?
Oh wow.
Because I was kind of looking through like everything too. I was just like,
Yeah, I was reading all the little like I was mentioning earlier. If you hover over, wow, I got really turned around there.
Somehow I knew the call was.
If you hover over each of the clues, there's like additional like thoughts she has on each of them that pop up.
That makes sense.
I was reading every single one of those and.
Agent Anderson.
What's up, Tim?
Is that really you? Sorry, this.
Like, I've been
place likes to
waiting
play
here
tricks.
3 hours.
Sheriff
for
Breaker?
you.
What happened to you? How did you end up in the dark place?
I was brought here.
Given the real world time, he's actually been here for a couple
I need to
days.
get to Parliament Tower Plaza.
something like that.
Oh god, that's
Do you
right.
have any idea where it is?
I'm convinced one of the DLCs you
trying
just
to
play
find
as
your way
him, kind of playing through the dark world or dark
Can I
place.
see that
rather.
page, Tim?
Of course.
Trying to chase down Door, construct his crazy board.
Well, it's
I'm
kind of
gonna
gotta
keep
be
looking
right,
for
like
The
unless
closer
it's
I
just
get,
meant to be
the
open.
closer I
ended
feel to
for him.
waking up. I need to find the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I have no idea what they plan on
Slick tiles of Caldera Street.
covering with those.
He stopped at the
One's,
door to the
I
construction
think the
yard.
first one they announced is called
A
Lake
poster for
House,
his
which
talk show
is
hung there.
obviously
He
probably
stepped
going to be
through,
at Cauldron Lake.
willing it
but-
to take
Yeah, the FBC facility at Cauldron Lake.
The door to Parliament Tower Plaza was at the construction yard.
Always take that turn a little wide because you can very easily close that door if you bump it.
Whoops.
We both experienced this.
Enough already.
Even when
Yeah,
you think
just-
you're going to enter the door, she decides to close it, and you're just like, okay, sorry, very cool.
Yeah, you even slightly graze it, and it just slams shut on her.
I would say that was definitely spoken with the tone of somebody that has accidentally hit that door closed.
Yeah, I mean it's only like an extra 3-4 seconds to open it, but still, it's not something you want to go through.
Right.
Oh, it's been 4 hours since I turned on that light. It always turns itself off after 4 hours.
The phone again.
It did have a nice little like wave kind of hypnotic motif going on.
Yeah, it's quite nice,
I'm in
eh?
the dark place. Wake is in Washington. I could talk to him in Alan. So there's a problem with the end. So the ending.
Yeah, and her flashlight joins you for this profiling, by the way.
This isn't Scratch's
Makes sense.
Yeah. just have her flashlight like
dark.
moving around the entire time. All right, time is going to be coming up when I enter the fountain here.
Ooh.
And that's time.
GG.
Let's get that light back on since I can put down the controller.
Very solid, bro.
Like priorities.
Saga, I finished it. The ending we talked about.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Bullet of light.
Yeah, it looks like 306. 306.36.
Like I've always been on this journey.
Not bad for a marathon run, going through explaining things and also massive story drift.
Thrusting my face into the water. He's here.
Whoa, the true survival story.
Sam Lake.
Alan, run!
Guy.
It's Sam Lake.
He's here to announce that it's the end.
Like, just remember, he's here to dance. And live his best life.
Light of truth that for a flash pierces the shadows and reveals the hidden horror.
Oh, someone protect that man. Alright, well, while we see Scratch doing his scratchy things, where can everybody find both of you? What are you currently playing? And, yeah. Feel free to give out some shoutouts.
So, I can be found on Twitch. I stream weekly, multiple times a week. Usually 4 streams a week. Satori Earth, and anywhere else you want to maybe try to find me, I probably exist as Satori Earth. Currently, probably going to be working to push the console time to a sub 3 hour run. My current PB is a 3:01:14. So, right on the precipice of pushing this to a sub 3. And I'm also going to be mixing in some more stuff over the course of the month, bringing in some of my Tomb Raider runs, still keep Alan Wake in the mix, and might add some casual stuff in there. But yeah. Abu?
Yeah, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/Abukamu. I am currently routing Nightmare Mode